I'm going to be the bully in this fight. I'm going to beat him down. I'm going to turn him upside down.
The last time I fought him, I grabbed a hold of him. He felt like a little girl, felt like a rag doll.
I dislike him very much, so much that I want to get in the ring and I want to punch a hole in his head.
McCarthy's going to have to pull me off. Literally, he's going to have to pull me off.
First fight I beat Tim Sylvia, and April 15th he's beat me. Of course right now I wanna so much fight against Tim Sylvia.
I'm ready to knock him out again and get him out of the way and, you know, put him in the back of the bus and not have to worry about him for a while.
Knockout, submission, it doesn't matter how I win. I wanna win.
I definitely proved that Arlovski's vulnerable. We said it once before and we'll say it again. He's got a weak chin. All you gotta do is hit it. I will hit it again. I will knock his ass out.
The wait is finally over. We are here at the Mandalay Bay in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Inside, this is the hottest ticket in town. You cannot get in this building unless you planned way in advance, as we are set for bitter rivals to collide once again here on UFC 61. The UFC is as real as it gets, and tonight there is hatred, which is as real as it gets. Both UFC newcomer Kurt Pellegrino and UFC veteran Drew Fickett are well-established grapplers. This 170-pound battle could very well come down to who fires the biggest strike. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight battle is brought to you by Zenergy, the ultra-premium energy drink from Science. Drew Fickett, 26 years old. Kurt Pellegrino is 27. Now check this out. Notice there is a height advantage for Drew Fickett, but not a reach advantage. And as Randy and I talked about, though, this fight could very well go to the ground.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Steve Mazzagatti.
The beautiful Rochelle Leah, host of All Access on Spike TV. Set to go here at the Mandalay Bay Events Center. Welterweight matchup.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Pellegrino and Fickett, and we are underway. Fickett takes the center of the octagon very quickly. Let's see if one of these guys, Randy, tries to establish some striking. Uppercut connected nice from hands. Pellegrino.
Nice combination by Pellegrino. Fickett's reaching a little bit.
Fickett trying to reach ahead, and he caught another one. So Fickett looks like he's trying to be the aggressor, but great hands being demonstrated early by Kurt Pellegrino.
Now Pellegrino after him. Here's the first takedown attempt.
Fickett in the black trunks, Pellegrino in the white trunks. And oftentimes when you get a matchup like this, Randy, you find yourself with two great grapplers. It oftentimes is the man who does something different better. And right now, that's something different for Pellegrino is his striking, and he looks very solid.
He looks very good. He's throwing nice, sharp combinations, and Fickett's reaching, extending his hands, trying to get to Pellegrino, and Pellegrino's making him pay every single time.
Pellegrino very impressive at 13-1 in his mixed martial arts career. Moved to Florida to work out with Hermes Franca at the Armory. Hermes Franca on the card here tonight as well. Fickett with a knee. And down we go.
Pellegrino catches it, goes right to the single, puts Fickett on the ground.
Good strikes from the bottom by Drew Fickett.
Fickett with a closed guard, trying to control, looking for a sweep possibly here.
Now Pellegrino has wrestling as well as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in his background, so he is equally as comfortable in the top position as he is working from his back.
He's got a great wrestler's base, and you can see that Fickett's having trouble moving him and having trouble getting out from underneath him. Pellegrino doing a good job of controlling, finding some shots, working him over to the fence. Fickett spinning with his feet, spinning off the fence. A wise decision.
That's the one thing, Randy, that we often saw you utilize was not only the fact that you could be in a dominant position, but also you could cut off half the ring by pushing your opponent up against the fence. You take his hips away.
Really limit his mobility and his ability to move at all. And you can posture up easier that way and find ways to hit a guy much harder.
I mean, you would literally pick your guy up. You'd have him down, you'd pick him up, you'd move him again and get him into that position. We did not see Pellegrino try to do this. And up is Drew
Fickett gets up nice escape by Fickett. Does a nice job of hip heisting and standing up.
Got a knee up. It really didn't connect at full force with Kurt Pellegrino there. But Fickett is really coming through. But when he comes through, Randy, is he holding his hands a little bit lower than you'd like?
He is. He's reaching. He's extending his arms and reaching to make contact instead of moving his feet and his hips and coming in with power.
Like we just saw from Pellegrino.
Exactly.
Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, this welterweight matchup.
Nice high kick by Fickett.
Nice slam by Pellegrino.
Fickett tries a high kick and follows it with a right hand, and Pellegrino gets a body lock and just picks him up and drops him.
Well, Pellegrino has proven to be for real so far. And the one thing he was asked was about his favorite techniques. He loves his takedowns and his body slams, and that was a perfect example there.
It was very nice.
He also said he loves breakdancing, but that's for another time. Perhaps he'll breakdance if he's victorious tonight. Kurt Pellegrino, a very dominant first round here against Drew Fickett.
Fickett's going to escape again. He's working.
Oh, good connection.
Nice up kick by Fickett. Pellegrino's got a great base. He's hard to get out from underneath of.
The welterweight champion Matt Hughes in attendance here tonight. George St. Pierre and Matt Hughes scheduled to fight for the title.
Fickett doing a nice job of throwing some elbows from the bottom. It's a technique you're seeing a lot more fighters do when they get stuck down here.
Pellegrino's really keeping busy inside the guard of Drew Fickett. Now Fickett was able to get up before.
Fickett with a half guard now.
30 seconds remains in round one. A good first round for Pellegrino.
Two nice takedowns, much better striking combination for Pellegrino.
Well, if you're Kurt Pellegrino, you are extremely pleased with the way this fight has gone thus far. Watch out, though, Fickett tried to turn and look, and Pellegrino loving round number one.
Take a look here at this body lock. Nice body lock and slam. Long left hand by Fickett. And a nice slam by Pellegrino.
Kurt Pellegrino in charge of round number one. Pellegrino very relaxed. Fickett ready to change his fortunes here in round number two.
Let's see if he makes an adjustment standing. Fickett, if he shortens his punches up.
Well, Fickett rushes to the center of the octagon again. Really reaching with that jab, but you know what? Give a little credit to Pellegrino too, because he's got the good footwork. He's backing up at the right time. He's using some angles.
He's changing those angles definitely and making it difficult for Fickett to get a beat on him. Big right hand.
Overhand right.
Double underhooks now by Fickett.
Now he's claiming that he got hit in the groin. Yeah,
Little cup check.
Little cup check. Drew Fickett Inadvertent indeed by Kurt Pellegrino.
Yeah, he's a sportsman there. He stopped. He knew he'd hurt him, and could have kept fighting. Let the referee step in. Here's the knee.
Ouch.
That's going to be the mark.
Ouch. Well, Fickett took the time he needed in that particular situation. You can take as much time as possible. Pellegrino trying to lock up the body and get another takedown. Nice work by Fickett.
Fickett rolling for a leg lock there. Nice duck under by Pellegrino. That was really nice.
How does Fickett avoid this situation? Because we found him in this particular situation, closed guard, getting beat on throughout the majority of the first round.
The closed guard, I mean, he's got to open his feet, use them, and he was able to escape and create some things when he opened his guard, went to half guard, went to the butterfly or half butterfly. He is throwing some nice elbows from the bottom, but basically he's locking himself into being on the bottom and getting a beating here.
That wide base right now of Pellegrino making it that much more difficult for Fickett to get back up.
Pellegrino's just got a great wrestler's base. He's smothering on the top.
He's passed into half guard now.
Look at Fickett on the bottom, weaving that right leg inside to use his shin to create some space and find a way to get out from underneath Pellegrino.
2 minutes each, sir. 2 minutes. 2 minutes each.
3 minutes remains in round number 2.
A full butterfly guard now.
Fickett, very intense and consistent in his training. Feels that endurance is the pistol in his arsenal. And extremely well-rounded is Drew Fickett, who really loves to chat a little bit, likes to stir the pot. But the thing right now is he's got to stir something differently because Pellegrino has this fight going exactly how he wants it to go.
Fickett's not able to create any reactions. The referee not liking the actions, going to stand him up.
I just don't know right here if this is an advantage for Fickett, though.
Another nice shot attempt by Pellegrino. Fickett does a nice job of recovering.
Because Pellegrino has gotten the better of the striking as well, Randy.
He has. Fickett has not been very effective on his feet. Stuck in an over-under position. There's a guillotine attempt by Fickett.
He's going to utilize a lot of energy trying to lock this in. Does he have it?
No, he doesn't have it. It was a very nice duck under again by Pellegrino to counter that guillotine attempt.
And you see the difference, Randy, for our new fans. You see the difference when you have the guillotine in, but you don't have the control of the lower body. It's much easier for the man who is the one on the receiving end of the potential submission to break his way through.
Absolutely. If you don't get your legs around that guy where you can use your power, your hips, you really don't have a submission.
And so breaking right through that very easily was Pellegrino, but it's the first bit of offense that we have seen from Drew Fickett, who now works from the top position, or from the bottom position, but is working the elbows a little bit again.
Again with the closed guard. And here's an armbar attempt. Bit of a yoga armbar. Didn't get his hips all the way out on it, but had the flexibility to get his leg around his head anyway.
Fickett throwing some strikes from his back, though. From the guard, Drew Fickett trying to earn some much-needed points here near the conclusion of round number 2.
Fickett does a really nice job with these elbows from the bottom.
They're going to stand him again.
Pellegrino has to be careful he doesn't get cut with one of those grazing elbows.
Fickett looks exhausted right here, and he is a cardio freak. But Fickett gets the single leg.
Fickett on top
in that situation, it seemed like Pellegrino was happy to pull guard, though, wasn't he, Randy?
Yeah, he kind of half-heartedly went for the guillotine, didn't really have it, and ended up on the bottom. This is the first chance that Fickett's had on top, so we'll see what he can do with it. Pellegrino's got one arm tied up pretty nicely.
Now, it was pretty clear that round 1 went to Kurt Pellegrino, so be very close here on the judges' scorecards in round 2 as Drew Fickett tries to finish with a flurry, and he does so. Drew Fickett is right back in this fight. Pellegrino set for round number 3. Fickett's wrestling career at a much earlier age was cut short due to, ironically, a motorcycle accident, which is what Frank Mir's trying to recover from.
Yeah.
but he's trained at Arizona Combat Sports. He's in Tucson, and he's ready to try to move over to Mendoza in the octagon with a 2-2 UFC record coming into tonight. Drew Fickett in search of his 30th win in mixed martial arts, and that's a heck of an accomplishment, Randy.
That's amazing. You see the remnants of those elbows that Fickett landed at the end of the round on Pellegrino's left cheek. Pellegrino seems to be a little gun-shy coming into this third round. It's interesting. Again, nice double leg. Slips a punch right to a double leg.
You know, the one knock on Drew Fickett was a little bit on his takedown defense. And it seems like Pellegrino, who loves the takedown and loves the slams, has been able to take down Drew Fickett pretty much at will.
He has, which is a little surprising for a guy with Fickett's wrestling background. But the way he's throwing his punches, he's exposing himself to those takedowns.
Side control for Kurt Pellegrino.
Full side, Fickett unable to counter that, pull half-guard guard back.
First time we have seen Pellegrino not work from inside some type of Drew Fickett's guard.
Oh, here's a roll. Pellegrino pulls it back. Fickett takes his back. Nice work by Fickett here.
Trying to get the hooks in. Drew Fickett. Looking for a rear naked.
The
He got it. It is over.
Fickett pulls it out.
Drew Fickett with the rear naked choke. What a job done by Fickett.
It's got to be frustrating for Pellegrino to be dominating for 2 full rounds and then give it up in the third like that.
Pellegrino did a great job, but as you said, he looked a little gun-shy in the third round, and Fickett sensed it.
Yeah, something happened. And I don't know if it was the elbow at the end of the second round or what. There's the slipping out, scrambling, and getting Pellegrino's back right away. Fickett was on that very quickly, wasted no time. Cross side is Pellegrino. Fickett starts squirming, kicks his hips over, comes back around, and manages to pop out and take Pellegrino's back just like that.
And that was the first time that Pellegrino was in a true dominant position. Drew Fickett the victor. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 20 seconds of round number 3. For the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Drew the Master Fickett.
Gilbert Aldana will rush you like a bull, swing for the fences, and let the bodies fall where they will. His opponent, Chet Congo, has traveled across the pond to put his skills on display. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Zenergy, the ultra premium energy drink from Zions. There you see Aldana with a reach of 73.5, and look at the incredible reach of the 6'4", 229-pound, 31-year-old Frenchman. 82 inches off the charts. That will be a huge factor in this fight.
And when the action begins, the referee in charge of the octagon is Yves Levine.
Yves Levine, our referee, and we could very well get ourselves a good old-fashioned heavyweight slugfest between Gilbert Aldana and UFC newcomer Chet Congo. Let's watch early for the reach, Randy. Let's watch early for the leg kicks.
Reach, leg kicks, and I think mobility if Congo can move. Because, you know, Aldana's going to come charging in. He's a bull. He loves to brawl. And there, he makes a liar out of me. He's the one circling.
There you go. You know, well, tell me how difficult it is to size up a taller opponent early.
You definitely have to measure your range. You have to figure out when you're in trouble and when you're not, and figure that range out with a long guy like that. Nice knee by Congo. Big double leg.
Great job done early on by Gilbert Aldana, and he has side control.
Smartly takes this guy off of his feet and puts him on the mat. Now we're going to see what kind of ground skills.
Oh, he's teeing off early as Gilbert Aldana. Congo might be in trouble here early.
Aldana's got him in a bit of a crucifix position here. He's got both arms trapped, which leaves his head open for abuse, basically.
So he didn't rush in like a bull, Randy, but he did go for the takedown early to take the Muay Thai kickboxer out of his strength, out of his area of most comfort. Showing some thought. He's thinking about it. He's developing as a fighter. He's not just out there brawling, which is good. I think that's what he needs to do. Aldana with side control. on Czech Congo, the Frenchman.
I don't think Czech really wants to put his arm between those legs. It's really stuck there.
And that just neutralizes one of his blocking tools, basically.
And traps him. It really traps him. He pinched that legs with his leg, or that arm with his leg, rather, and then he's really stuck there. Trying to use the fence to kick himself out of this position.
Now Aldana has to stay busy on the ground. Yves Levine will watch that. And Aldana really, I don't think, Aldana doesn't want to lose this position.
Oh, absolutely not. He wants to stay here and keep this big, rangy striker on the ground.
He came out with early steam. Yves Levine stands them up.
Let's see if Aldana can measure him and get to him again and take him back down. He's stuttering for a set up a kick here.
There's the kick, but there's another big takedown.
Nice big double leg. Aldana's been working on his wrestling. He didn't show those kind of wrestling skills in his other fights. Elbows from the bottom for Congo. Aldana's doing a good job of putting this fight where he wants it. Now he has to get more active with this top position or he's going to lose it again. Need to work for mount. Find a way to land some elbows. Congo doing a good job of tying him up.
Czech Congo on the bottom, Gilbert Aldana on the top. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
I expect to see this get stood up again here. There's the first warning by the referee. Aldana's really got to open up here. He's not taking advantage of these takedowns and scoring.
And one has to wonder, Randy, about the conditioning of Gilbert Aldana. He's a bigger man, carries a lot on that frame, as opposed to Congo. And as you know, even though he's in a dominant position, you're raining down elbows, that gas tank's going to go lower and lower and lower.
You have to be diligent. You can't just flail away. You need to make those shots count. And he needs to open up a little more, I think, and spend a little more energy scoring here when he's got this guy on the bottom.
It looked like early Aldana was looking for the quick finish. Now that he wasn't able to get it, he has definitely slowed in his pace.
And here he's landed some shots.
And if he keeps busy
Congo
here, they won't stand
scrambling.
him up. Good job done by Czech Congo. And
Congo with a takedown of his own.
There you go. Gilbert Aldana goes down.
And now Aldana's in trouble.
Is teeing off.
Nice recovery by Aldana. He's in the single leg. Scrambles up. Look for the knees.
Yep. Right into the midsection. And another one.
Oh, Aldana's going to be in trouble here.
Bloodied up is Gilbert Aldana. Big knee. And another knee by Czech
Double
Congo.
leg. Aldana trying the double leg out of desperation.
And another knee. Oh, Congo is just teeing off.
He's taking control here for sure.
Aldana is in a ton of trouble.
He's starting to look like he's not protecting himself very well. The referee is watching this very closely. Congo just picking his shots.
They're going to check the cut. They're going to check the cut on the eye of Gilbert Aldana.
Aldana's staggering. I think that's more out of fatigue than anything else.
Well, Congo survived being smothered by the bigger man for a little while there, but when he had a chance to showcase his skills, he certainly did so.
Here's the first knee right to the stomach, and the second one glances off the arm, and that knee to the stomach is going to take some gas out of it.
And it's all over. They have stopped the fight. Gilbert Aldana's cut is severe enough that the referee and the doctors are going to stop the fight, and Czech Congo is successful in his UFC debut. He was absolutely teeing off at will once he was able to get the position in which he could do so. And opens up a nasty cut to the right eye of Gilbert Aldana. So the Frenchman comes to Las Vegas and has great success. This was where the fortune started to turn. That was when Aldana seemed to have control. Congo reversed, took down his opponent, and then bam, that one, the midsection just started to break down Gilbert Aldana. And then at the end of the fight, it was literally as if Aldana was just showing his heart at that point. Backed up against the fence, and Congo really had no fear trying to finish this fight, and he does so. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 13 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by TKO, Czech Congo.
Jeff Monson plans on letting nothing derail his title aspirations. The Aussie Anthony Perosh is the co-ruler of the King of Rock and Rumble, Elvis Sinisic's empire. Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Zenergy, the ultra premium energy drink from Science. It's the Aussie against the Snowman. Both are 33 years old. Perosh built very much like Elvis Sinisic. Very lean, very tall, and has a definitive reach advantage.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Herb Dean.
So we are set for a heavyweight battle, which means a ton to Jeff Monson. The Snowman has a chance to become the #1 contender in the heavyweight division. Standing in his way is the Australian who makes his UFC debut. And we are underway.
There's the double right off the bat. Slipped right on that first punch. And Jeff doesn't mind being on the bottom if he needs to.
Remember, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Anthony Perosh. And the interesting thing is, though, he is against another great Jiu-Jitsu expert, a brown belt in Jeff Monson, who has excellent submissions. And the fear, when I talked to Elvis Sinisic, is that Monson would get a dominant position and would just overpower Anthony Perosh. Very much like we have seen, unfortunately, happen to Elvis in the past.
Yeah, Anthony's, longer, slighter build. Jeff is very powerful, very compact. He's not the kind of guy you want on top of you. Frankly, it's just not a very fun place to be.
He's in a rare place right now, and that is the owner of a 15-fight winning streak. His last loss was August of 2003. 23-5 in his mixed martial arts career, now training with the American top team. And I know that you know Jeff very well because he has trained with you in the past.
Spent a lot of time in the gym with Jeff Monson. A great wrestler, a great competitor. He's a very intelligent guy. A college degree in psychology. And you only have to sit with him for a little while and talk to him to realize that. But he's really been working on his striking skills. It's been a real glaring weakness that he's had. He's trying to add some better striking skills. And if he's going to look at a title shot, he's really going to need to continue that.
Yeah, last time I checked, the men who are at the top of the heavyweight ladder right now throw some pretty good leather.
Big time.
Good
Perosh
strikes
doing a
by
nice
Perosh
job.
now, absolutely.
Using a nice long jab. He's sprawling very well.
And really what he needs to do is utilize that reach advantage and not let Monson get underneath. Not allow Jeff to neutralize.
Jeff trying to lay some knees. Both guys kind of tied up in a traditional wrestling collar tie. Ooh, a leg kick by Perosh.
That's one thing we've seen Elvis Sinisic utilize with great efficiency is the leg kicks. And again, as we talked about before, Anthony has really been working on his stand-up game.
He's doing a nice, straight, long jab. Jeff doesn't have a lot of head movement. That's going to work. There's a nice right hand.
Monson trying to work inside. It almost would be best for Anthony Perosh to just stick and move. Oh, good uppercut.
A little dirty boxing.
Yeah, absolutely, because if you get into the dirty boxing, which of course you were somewhat proficient at, Randy, this is going to be advantage Monson.
That was a right hand.
That was it. And it is all over. It is all over. That's all it took for Jeff Monson to rein himself into the title picture with a huge victory.
Unusual power from an intact position to hit a guy and knock him off his feet like that. Take a look at this right hand. There's the right hand on Perosh that lands on Monson. And we go to the dirty boxing. The collar tie, hold and punch. There's a hold and punch, hold the head and punch. There was the right hand, came over the top.
Just the pure brute force of Jeff Monson is too much for the Australian. And Monson may very well have set himself up for a shot at the heavyweight title much sooner than we all know. So a great job done by Jeff Monson. He reigns supreme. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes 42 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by TKO, Jeff the Snowman Molson.
Tonight, Hermes Franca makes his long-awaited return to the UFC, facing a Miletich product in Joe Jordan, who replaces his injured mate. Our tale of the tape brought to you by Zenergy, the ultra-premium energy drink from Zions. Welcome back, Hermes Franca, now 31 years old. He gives away a huge amount of reach to Joe Jordan. Franca was ready to make 155, obviously. Jordan had to cut to come in at 165, which, as I said before, they agreed upon, seeing that Jordan took this fight on such late notice.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Yves Levine.
So Yves Levine, our referee, as we have the long-awaited return for Hermes Franca. It's been over 2 years since he last fought in the UFC when he lost a controversial decision to Yves Edwards.
Thank you.
It's amazing. He was waiting for the call, as was Joe Jordan. And now when the UFC calls, you answer, and you jump your way into the octagon on a week's notice or on a year's notice, because you understand that the opportunities in this modern day are endless. Franca brings it early.
2 nice kicks, a low kick followed by a high kick by Franca.
The one thing about Franca is when he throws with total commitment.
Nice double leg by Franca. Jordan giving up his back early, but stands right up. He's got hand control on that far side.
Jordan trying to get out of the way, ate an uppercut, and got back to neutral position. Franca looking for the left.
There's a big left hook.
And again, I can't stress enough that when he puts the fist out there, he goes for the knockdown. I mean, there's a little guy who packs a lot of power. He hits very, very hard.
There's another nice tie kick there. There's a left hook by Jordan, followed by a tie kick by Franca.
Hermes, I'll tell you what, and as you said, the explosiveness and the power is something you've got to look for. Jordan answers with a kick of his own. And for Jordan, I'm sure right now it's that first couple of minutes of trying to get comfortable, trying to get the jitters out, because when you enter the octagon for the first time, there are some serious nerves taking place.
There's 12,000 people in this arena. There's nothing quite like walking out here and getting into this cage. And to be a first-timer, that's one of the big adversities, is overcoming that jitters.
They can talk about it all they want, but until you experience that situation and that buzz in the room, you're not quite sure what it's going to be like. And Jordan, after Franca came out early, seems to have gotten a little bit into his groove. Hasn't really put any offense on yet, but he's not being overwhelmed by Hermes Franca here.
No, he's settled in. He's returning. He's throwing some nice kicks in. Nice takedown defense. And really one shot apiece, back and forth, tit for tat here.
Good inside leg kick by Joe Jordan.
And Jordan bringing the pressure a little bit. And Franca giving ground.
Now remember, there is a huge reach advantage for Joe Jordan. And Franca has to be aware of that. Ducks underneath.
Nice.
Jordan's shaking everything off. Now Joe Rogan will often say when a fighter shakes it off, it means you actually caught it.
And Joe's more than likely right.
Jordan trying to press forward here. Franca looking for his spot.
Definitely a change of gears here by Jordan. He is moving forward, pressuring Franca. Countering the takedowns, I think, gave him a little confidence, and now he's wanting to press the action, say, come on, let's brawl.
Yeah, the one thing he wanted to do is he wanted to use his wrestling in reverse. And you know he's going to get some good wrestling training at the Miletich camp, but not known as the greatest wrestler amongst that camp, if you will. Was an all-star wrestler in high school, but wanted to use his wrestling in reverse to avoid being taken down by Hermes Franca. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Single leg attempt. Franca gets the single, but Jordan got the underhook and came right back up. Franca going to try and use the fence now. See if he can limit his mobility and knock him down against the fence.
Oh, nice good knee by Franca.
That was nice.
Franca with the body control.
Let's go, guys, work.
Yves Levine wants the pace to be pushed a bit. Accelerated indeed. Foot stop by Joe Jordan.
Jordan taking control of the clinch here now.
Working, guys.
It's almost as if Hermes Franca started out and, at 110 miles an hour, and now he's gone to neutral a little bit.
I think maybe he's a little surprised that Jordan was able to stuff his takedowns the way he was. He scrambled back up. And I think that Jordan looks to hit pretty hard. I think it got Hermes Franca's attention.
Hermes Franca just kind of looked at his right hand and winced a little bit. I wonder if he didn't hurt his hand. I just noticed it, just barely, but he kind of squeezed his right hand a little bit, Randy. It'd be tough to find out for certain, but that might have been part of it. He might have hurt his right hand in that early exchange.
He could have. He's still throwing it, but neither guy throwing with reckless abandon at this point.
Just keep an eye on it. I just noticed it out of the corner of my eye, and all that time, he hit with the left every time and didn't throw a right.
Franca, again, runs into a wall trying to attempt a double leg and settles for the pulling guard.
Oh, big punishment by Joe Jordan here. Final seconds of round number 1. Jordan weathered the early storm. Set for round number 2. So Joe Jordan appears to be much more comfortable than early on in the fight. And Hermes Franca wants to try to regain the advantage that he had early in the first round.
See if Franca can get back on track here.
Oh,
nice
good kick by Franca.
Kick. That had that. You hear that? That had a nice sound to it. Jordan returns the favor.
Now he goes for the shoot.
Nice single leg. Jordan is just, he doesn't care. He's going to stand up.
Good job done by Joe Jordan. And that again will lead to a sense of frustration in the mind of Hermes Franca.
Absolutely.
Franca, a number of years ago, spoke no English, worked 14 hours a day at a car wash. But he has turned himself into one of the finest mixed martial artists in the world. Crazy submissions, willing to bring it. Loves the stand-up game and has improved it over and over and over again. A black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, as we mentioned before. Wants to be the lightweight champion. Now that 155 is back and well-established and well-stocked, thanks to our matchmaker Joe Silva, well-stocked here in the UFC, there's a crown. There's a reward at the top of the mountain, and Franca wants to be part of that.
The referee didn't like the action against the fence there. He's going to start him again from the open position. Nice uppercut by Franca.
Started to throw a couple of rights, so maybe the hand was just tweaked before.
Another high kick.
Trying that overhand right was Joe Jordan.
Down the middle, Joe. Come right back. You got to throw right when you throw. Throw when you throw.
Now, the one thing, if Jordan had any trouble with his conditioning coming in, and you imagine he probably did a little bit because of the short notice, by Franca not pushing the pace there, Randy, you know what? He's not doing anything to Joe Jordan. Jordan says, hey, you're still not hurting me.
Yeah,
Jordan's going to win the crowd over in a second.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not a terribly fast-paced fight. And so if there is a conditioning issue with Jordan, it's not going to show itself, I don't think. And that was a nice hand from the top by Franca. And Jordan, again, a nice job of scrambling up and getting to his feet. This is... he's been watching Chuck, I think.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Joe Jordan is on a win streak of his own. 5 fights he has won consecutively. Former high school wrestling coach in Ohio, went down to Louisiana for a little vacation, wound up staying there for a while, and he just missed the competition. Ended up moving his way up into beautiful Bettendorf, Iowa, and now trains with the Militich team. Jumped at this opportunity, and you know what? He came in here to bang tonight. And he said, if I'm going to go down with an opportunity of a lifetime, I'm going to go down swinging. And he's demonstrated the willingness to go ahead and exchange here.
Absolutely. Steps right in the range and dares you to throw it.
Given all of that, though, I don't know that he's ahead on the judges' scorecards right now.
I think he probably won the first round. Flying knee by Franca. I think Franca gave the first round away, but Franca's demonstrating some better shots.
Absolutely. Now Franca's starting to bring it. Jordan had to cover up. Good connection by Franca. Multiple flying knees. And a good combination. Jordan covering up. Now you see if Franco will push the pace, Randy, he can challenge the conditioning of Joe Jordan.
Absolutely, and that's what Franco has to do if he wants to win this fight. Obviously had his druthers. He wants to put this fight on the ground. He's had no success at holding Jordan down, and he's relegated to banging it out here.
When you have that in your mind, a certain game plan, and it doesn't go that way, and I know you, for example, would have multiple game plans going in, planning in advance as you got more experience, but if you're thinking I'm going to take this guy down for sure, it's going to be easy, then I'll dominate on the ground, and that doesn't happen. How difficult is it to change your game plan in the middle of a fight?
That is a hard thing to do, to get out of the mindset you train mostly to do and go out and perform. And when we drill that into ourselves, we can go out under pressure and do what we train to do. It's hard sometimes to make those adjustments. A little blood from Jordan's nose now.
That might have been from the exchange a little bit earlier on the cage.
Nice straight jab by Franco.
Rubbing
got him in the eye.
Yeah, got him in the eye a little bit. Joe Jordan wipes it away. This round belongs thus far to Hermes Franco.
Franco's finding range now, landing better combinations, starting to put more than one punch together.
Still can't take him down, though. 15 seconds remains in the second round.
Watch the head, guys. Watch the head.
Ooh, nice right hand by Franco. I think at this point, if I was Franco, I'd be faking that shot and then following with punching combinations. Franco did hold his hand again right there.
Absolutely.
I think he has hurt his right hand in that first round somehow.
Now let's see what happens here in the third and final round as Hermes Franco turned up the pace in the second round, and we may have ourselves an even fight right now if indeed, like you said, he gave away round one, being Hermes Franco.
Yeah, we could have a 10-9, 10-9, and this third round could decide this fight.
And Hermes Franco does not want this opportunity, especially with the long-awaited return to the UFC, to slip away, broken hand or not. And again,
nice
that's speculation. Good
nice
single leg that time.
Franco.
Can he keep him down this time, though, Randy?
Jordan is just masterful with this, scrambling. Franco's trying for
for the armbar.
Straight armbar. Full mount now, too.
This is trouble for Joe Jordan.
Now he's going for the top side triangle choke. Very interesting.
Can Franco finish it?
He's going to get the triangle here. He's got it locked in. This is nice. Very nice technique by Hermes Franco.
And it's all over. Hermes Franco, submission victory. Finally got him down, kept him down for 12 seconds, and that was all it took.
Beautiful transition from straight arm bar to the mount to that top side triangle. Very unusual position to see that triangle. Very nicely done.
Now there you see the skill of the submission expert, Hermes Franco.
Steps over, locks it in deep behind that knee, and rolls to his side to apply that triangle choke.
And Franco works through and gets himself the victory. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Leving has called a stop to this contest at 47 seconds of the third round. For the winner by tap out due to a triangle choke, Hermes Franco.
We begin the night in the lightweight division. Yves Edwards, lethal striker, ultra charismatic, takes on Joe Stevenson, owner of the Ultimate Fighter House, now fighting at 155. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight battle brought to you by Zenergy, the ultra premium energy drink from Zions. The 29-year-old native of the Bahamas, Yves Edwards, set to take on the young American Joe Daddy Stevenson. Not a huge reach advantage for Yves Edwards, but Stevenson, I will tell you, does not want to start to exchange blow for blow with Yves Edwards. Big John McCarthy, our referee for this lightweight matchup to begin our night here at UFC 61. Yves Edwards.
Here we go.
And the lighter, leaner, and meaner Joe Stevenson. And we are underway.
Joe is a huge 155-pounder.
Amazing when you look at the body structure of the two men that Edwards doesn't have a more sizable reach advantage. First opportunity, I believe, for Stevenson to take this fight to the ground, he's going to go after.
Absolutely, and he's doing a smart thing here. He's willing to engage and at least throw his hands, or look like he's going to throw his hands to set Yves up.
Even the southpaw stance. Now Edwards has worked diligently on his takedown defense.
Eve's just a very good athlete, very nimble. He's a great athlete. I'm wondering if the southpaw stance is posing a problem for Joe Daddy in setting up his takedowns. It's different when a guy leads the other leg.
Anything you can do to throw off your opponent a little bit is something that will be done at any time if you're comfortable with it, because Randy, you don't want to put yourself in an uncomfortable position in trying to throw off your opponent, because really what you do is you throw off yourself.
You know, you always want to bring your A game. You want to be in the strongest position you can be. Eve looks very comfortable in the southpaw stance. Nice counter. Joe Daddy follows and picks up that leg, and he's going to be on that real hard.
He was relentless. He was on that leg like a rat on a Cheeto, as you taught us earlier tonight. But still, he hasn't been able to take Eve Edwards down yet. Now he finally does. Very relentless in that takedown opportunity was Joe Stevenson. Now look, now Joe Stevenson has taken a page out of your book now, Randy. He's trying to push Eve Edwards towards the fence to take his ability and his mobility away, but Edwards springs right back up.
Eve uses beautiful butterfly guard to create space with his hips and stand up.
Stevenson is going to feel like his cardio is off the charts. 20 pounds lighter.
Oh,
big
nice
high kick.
Oh, follows it with a left hand.
Oh, and down goes Stevenson. Edwards trying to finish.
He's recovering. He's defending himself now, using his legs, locked around Eve's waist. He was hurt there for a second, though, but he did a nice job of recovering.
He got caught with the kick.
Oh, a body
and then
crush.
He got caught with the hand.
It's a body crush here. He's locking behind his own knees and squeezing with his legs. It hurts. Doesn't seem to be bothering Eve any, though. I wonder how much energy Joe's spending trying to get this submission. Eve trying to find a way to land an elbow.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to hold on to that very long. He's going to gas himself out.
Nice
Good elbows.
Holy moly, that was nice.
Eve Edwards, recent win overseas.
Stands in Joe's guard,
they
makes
go
him
again.
get back up. Said, I want to hurt you again in the standing position.
Now let's see if there's any hesitation now by Stevenson in closing the gap after he was rocked a moment ago.
Smart move by Eve, I think. Why stay down there against a guy who's got great submission skills? Stand up in that guard. Make him get back up.
Oh, good combination. That one missed, glanced off. Stevenson pushes forward. Stevenson looks comfortable, although he has eaten right.
Eve is finding range, throwing nice straight combinations. Joe's not moving his head much.
He's pretty razor sharp with his striking, Eve Edwards, isn't he?
He's surgical with those strikes. There's the knee that Eve is known so well for. There's a big takedown. Oh, watch the triangle choke.
Can he get it here?
Armbar, trying to change the armbar. Nope, Joe slips out of it.
UFC 61, bitter rivals here tonight. Edwards is on the bottom now, and Joe Stevenson imposing his will. Good elbow by Joe Stevenson.
I think Eve is making a mistake closing his guard here. He needs to open his feet up, use that butterfly again, create some space, work his way up the fence, and get back to his feet.
And look, he's trying to do exactly that, Randy. And the thing that I talked about earlier, Joe Stevenson is utilizing the fence and cutting off some of the mobility of Eve Edwards, taking a page out of your book, and Edwards is back up again. Stevenson wants that leg, wants to take this right back down to the mat.
Stevenson knows exactly where he wants to be. He's not going to give Eve any space. Try and put him back on the mat.
Stevenson looking right into the corner. Mark Lehman, Cobra Kai team, supporting their soldier here tonight. Man, Edwards really tough to take down here. Edwards is bloodied up on his forehead. That might have been one of those elbows from Joe Stevenson.
Yeah, I think you're right. Nice single leg by Joe, but he puts himself in danger again. A triangle choke.
Can he finish it this time? 15 seconds left in the round.
I think Joe's going to get out. No, there's an omoplata attempt now. And he'll use this to get up for sure, to get back to his feet.
Will the bell ring, though? Stevenson seems to have weathered the storm.
Nice
and round
scramble.
one, very action-packed.
We're going to get a replay here. Eve throwing a nice high kick right off the cheek of Joe. Stevenson throwing those elbows that probably resulted in the cut on Eve's forehead. Stacking him into the fence.
Second round, here we go.
Great pace in that first round.
Now, the lightweights are a ton of fun to watch because they're so darn explosive. energetic, but still pack a big, big amount of power.
Nice inside kick by Eve.
Edwards in the dark trunks, Stevenson in the white trunks.
Nice straight left by Eve. And Joe doing a nice job of staying outside of that lead foot of Eve Edwards to try and neutralize that striking. Eve countering, stepping back into the pocket, throwing those straight punches.
Oh, just missed with the uppercut. This program is a presentation of the Ultimate Fighting Championship and Zuffa LLC. Any use in whole or in part without the express written consent of Zuffa LLC is expressly prohibited. Mike Goldberg, Randy Couture, Joe Rogan on assignment tonight. Glad to be with you here at the Mandalay Bay Events Center. UFC 61, bitter rivals. Tito Ortiz, Ken Shamrock, Tim Sylvia, Andrei Arlovski, Frank Mir on the card. Good straight left by Eve Edwards. Stevenson a little bit more willing to exchange here.
Throwing his hands a little more, which is going to make that takedown come that much easier. He needs to throw more right hands. Against the left-hander, he needs to throw that right hand right up the middle.
Well, he's after that leg again.
Nice single leg.
Got him.
Dumps him.
Now the key is, Randy, what does he do from here? Does he use this position to his advantage?
Well, he has to. He's got to secure. He's trapping that leg nice to hold Eve down. And now Eve pulls full guard. Again, I think this is a mistake on Eve's part. He needs to open his guard, use that butterfly, continue to scramble. Now he's using that foot on the hip. Joe working him to the fence, trying to limit his mobility. He's going to start bringing those elbows down now.
Absolutely.
Joe's going to start dropping them here.
Member of Team Hughes on the Ultimate Fighter 2, the first pick overall, and the eventual champion. He was everyone's favorite on the Ultimate Fighter 2 and did not disappoint as he won the welterweight championship, defeating Luke Kumo by a unanimous decision. His lightweight debut for Joe Daddy Stevenson, at least in the UFC, as Randy mentioned earlier, he's accustomed to fighting at this weight. And you've got some great lightweights now.
Eve has got a much bigger gash on his forehead now.
Absolutely. That's different than the initial one. This one's on.
This is going to have to be checked, I think.
This one's over the left side.
I'm wondering if that blood's not coming from Joe.
Oh, Stevenson asserting his will here. 2.5 minutes remains in the second round.
And it's hard to tell who it is. I think it's from the scalp of
It is Edwards. You can see the cut now. Stevenson overwhelming right here. Raining down elbows.
Looking to try to find a way to finish this. He smells the blood. He knows the referee's looking at all that blood. And Eve doing not much but covering now.
Great position of dominance by Joe Stevenson.
Again, the closed guard, I think, is a mistake on Eve's part. He needs to use his feet, create space, create those scrambles. He's so athletic, use that to his ability.
Big elbow by Stevenson. And another elbow. This is the Joe Stevenson that won the Ultimate Fighter competition.
Devastating ground and pound here by Joe.
They're going to check the cut. They're going to check the cut. And a great job done by referee John McCarthy, because he waited until the pace slowed down, because he didn't want to take the advantage away from Joe Stevenson.
Exactly. John showing the expertise as a referee that he's always demonstrated. Nice gash here by Eve.
Yeah, that's nasty.
It's you know, the scalp really is a crazy place. It bleeds a lot, especially mixed with a little sweat.
Rinse the mouthpiece. You know what?
Eve's going to continue.
Absolutely. And John McCarthy asked him, do you want to continue to go? And he said, absolutely.
You're going to see him go back down on the bottom here. I would hope that he opens his guard and starts using his feet to create those scrambles and use that athletic ability.
They'll put them back in the same position here, Randy. And again, this is a bad cut, but because it's in the head area, as you said, when the blood starts to pump, you get all that adrenaline going, it's going to bleed worse than it is, if that's actually possible.
It looks a lot worse.
Absolutely.
It looks a lot worse than it physically is. The only issue is if he starts getting that in his eyes, being on the bottom here.
Get your fingers out of his face, Joe. Come on, Eames, you gotta get out, let's move.
Now Edwards still is not out of trouble here, though.
No, he's just now opening his guard. Look to see him try and use his feet, create some space, get out of here.
You get the feeling, though, that he is going to survive this round now. It looked like it was not going to be the case earlier, but it seems like he's he's at least weathered the storm, and can Stevenson finish him off here?
Stevenson's doing a good job of trapping his arms. Crucifix position, more elbows coming down.
40 seconds remains in round 2. This one is nasty. The cut on the head of Yves Edwards, but that also makes your opponent extremely slippery.
It does. Hard to secure these submissions. He's going to have to just continue to pound away here and try and get Yves in a position where he can intelligently defend himself.
Get out of there, let's go.
Another elbow. He's really working Yves over here.
Now the beauty of it is in 10 seconds, Stitch and our cut men will be able to stop the majority of that bleeding.
He'll put some coagulants in that cut, stop that bleeding, get him cleaned up, and he'll come out for the 3rd round.
What a job done by Yves Edwards to survive. A great round 2 for Joe Stevenson. Simply outstanding.
Amazing. Joe Stevenson definitely dominated that round. Probably a 10-8 round for Joe. And I would say that he lost a 10-9 round the first round, so still a very competitive fight.
There's Leon Tabs, veteran cut man, one of the best in the business. The doctors are in there to make sure that Yves Edwards is okay. The most important thing that is stressed here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship is our fighter's safety.
Hey, come clean that mess up.
That is a dandy
Somebody come clean it up.
It's going to require some stitches after the fight for sure. Other than that, his face doesn't really look that bad for as many elbow shots as he took. He's got a little knot on the other side of his forehead.
It's all over. The doctors have stopped the fight. Joe Stevenson is victorious. The doctors have stopped the fight.
Just too much damage and a very big gash. Here's a replay. Look at these strikes and this ground and pound by Joe Stevenson. He's got him stacked into the fence, hips, piling him in there. Big elbow strikes coming down. Now the crucifix. Here's some elbows again from that exposed head. Amazing, a scalp wound, how much it will bleed.
So again, as I said, the ultimate of importance is our fighter's safety. And with that in mind, yes, the doctors stopped the fight after round 2. Daddy saying hello to Joey, Tyler, and Frankie at home. And all that work by Joe Stevenson pays off as he reigns supreme. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy, on the advice of the doctor, has called a stop to this contest after 2 rounds of action. Declaring the winner by TKO, Joe Daddy Stevenson.
He was once at the top of the heavyweight mountain. Can the one, the only Frank Mir make the climb again? Dan Christensen respects and admires where Frank has been. Still, he is unwilling to just simply get out of the way. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Zenergy, the ultra premium energy drink from Zions. Dan the Sandman Christensen, 7 years older than the former champion. He owns a huge reach advantage.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Yves Levine.
All right, he wasn't able to recover last time we saw him. Will the real Frank Mir reemerge in the heavyweight division tonight? Frank Mir, Dan Christensen, heavyweight battle set to go, and we are underway. Christensen literally was clapping during the introduction of Frank Mir. But as you said, Randy, now it's time to take Frank Mir down because he stands in your way if you have title aspirations yourself. Christensen is a brawler.
Mir showing some stand-up skills.
Absolutely. And you know, as you well did, everybody has transformed their game a bit. They still have the area in which they're the most proficient, but everybody transforms or they get left behind.
Absolutely. If you've got a glaring weakness, somebody's going to point it out to you.
The best thing that Mir can do is go ahead and close the positioning of Dan Christensen, thus alleviating his huge reach advantage. And Mir is a very strong and powerful man.
Big, strong guy. Both these guys, great, big, strong guys. And this is definitely a better place for Mir to be, tight here in the clinch range.
I mean, he knocked out Wes Sims. I mean, so he has displayed some striking ability in the past. And a great foot sweep. Side control, going for the full mount. This could be trouble. Mir able to pass very easily.
Christensen's in big trouble here.
Mir trying to end it early.
Look for the arm bar. Look for, oh, he missed it. It's nice ground and pound work by Frank Mir. Right to mount.
This is pretty crazy right here, because if already he is gassed, that is not a good sign for Frank Mir. But that has been the knock on him.
Yeah, that has been the problem, I think, with him in his conditioning, the work ethic. He's got tons of talent. Christensen just trying to tie him up, survive this position. I think he's got to use his length, open those feet up, put him on his hips, kicking away, create those scrambles and try to get back to his feet. Mir doing a great job of staying on top, trying to pick his shots. He's not flailing away wildly. An elbow to the body.
Yep, working in the guard now though, Randy. Lost that full mount and lost it pretty quickly.
Recovered and stayed on top though, which sometimes you go for those arm bars and you miss and you end up giving up that top position.
Oftentimes though, when we talk about the heavyweight prodigy, if you will, Frank Mir doesn't miss those arm bars.
Yeah, that's true.
To overcome what he has gone through, you've got to realize that he has a rod and 2 screws in his leg now. He had a broken femur. I mean, he was away from the fight game for over a year. He was walking with a cane for a while. Now he's back in one of the toughest sports in the world, if not the toughest sport in the world.
It's truly a testament to his spirit and his willingness to continue to strive to be here.
But his entire life.
Now he's looking to split that guard and probably pass Christensen. He's using that knee and Christensen's behind to try and break those feet.
Oh, good knee. His entire life has been spent in the mixed martial arts game and in martial arts. His father with the background in combat sports. So, I mean, Frank Mir, or little Frankie as he was probably then, has been around the gym his entire life.
Nothing little about Frankie anymore.
No, that's true.
Armbar attempt by Christensen.
Will he finish
my
it?
Gosh.
Spinning out of it is Mir.
Nice work. And Mir looks to be very tired at this point.
Mir looks like he looked in London, England, when he and Freeman overwhelmed him.
Submission attempt by Christensen from the bottom.
Now, there's one thing about knocking out Frank Mir or beating Frank Mir in another fashion. There's another thing to submit Frank Mir.
Yeah. Would not have expected that.
And he was able to get through it. But the Guided Jiu-Jitsu guys out of Albuquerque, New Mexico do have submission. And they have submission very well in their game because strong stand-up and submissions are Christensen's strengths. So Big Dan right on his feet, weathered the early storm. 50 seconds left in round number 1. Fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Little adjustment to the knee guard.
Nice knee by Mir. Maybe not as weary as I thought. It's pretty composed, pretty relaxed. He still wants to close the distance.
Trying to lead with the right, try to fake with a kick and lead with the right. And still, you know, using some of that Greco, using some of that clinch, Randy, that you perfected. And
oh, nice combinations.
Great combinations, and there's the reach of Dan Christensen. Good inside leg kick. So a good flurry at the end of round 1 by the Sandman.
Nice work.
And round 1 is in the books.
Round 1 over, pretty good. Looked like Mir was on his way to taking the round, and Christensen stole it. Nice armbar attempt. Mir scrambles out, loses his top position. There's a nice 4-punch, 5-punch combination by Dan Christensen.
Coming up, the fight we have waited so many days for. The second meeting between the Huntington Beach bad boy, Tito Ortiz, and the man he loves to hate more than any human being in the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. Will it be another beatdown, or will the Hall of Famer make a statement here tonight? That fight is coming up next. A new switch of camps for Frank Mir, so he's trying to fix a problem. But to fix a problem, you have to acknowledge it. And in many minds, he has done that by taking his training, Randy, and broadening his horizons.
He's showing way better stand-up in this fight than we've seen from him in the past. He is protecting his head much better. He is willing to trade, throw some combinations, even throw a kick. Here's a nice double leg. Christensen defends it pretty well.
Well, Christensen doesn't seem to be banged up at all. And that's the one thing. I mean, Mir may have gotten that first round because he had some time in which he had an advantage position-wise. But it wasn't a dominant first round for either fighter, and especially I speak, of course, of Frank Mir.
Back and forth, and I think actually Dan may have eked that round out with the armbar attempt and the 4 or 5 punch combination there.
So if we're going back and forth on it, the judges are obviously doing the same thing.
Not an easy one to score.
34-year-old Dan Christensen from Los Angeles, now fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Good connection there. Second round here between Dan Christensen and Frank Mir.
Christensen keeping the pressure on here, not giving Frank much room to breathe. Just steady pressure, controlling the clinch. Every break throws a combination. I think those knees, Mir keeps dropping knees into Dan's gut, and those can take their toll, especially in the third round.
If they don't knock you out or knock you down, they break you down, don't they?
They can win you. They can affect your conditioning.
Christensen almost has a look on his face right now, Randy, like he's having a fun time.
Well, there's a fun sport that I know of.
Sometimes it doesn't look that fun. Like this part doesn't look that fun.
There's an attempted sweep by Christensen. He may end up in a triangle here. Is Mir trying to straight knee bar with his legs? It looks like a straight knee bar.
Mir looking to get a dominant position here.
Christensen bringing those elbows across the midsection from the bottom.
Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Ricardo Perez. Born and raised right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the former UFC heavyweight champion, Frank Mir.
Christensen do a very good job of staying active from the bottom position.
Let's go, guys.
Shifting his hips from side to side, bringing those elbows across.
Yves Levine telling the guys to keep working. If they don't stay busy here, he'll stand them up, and the pace is slowed.
Comes an armbar attempt again. Mir counters.
Mir looks absolutely exhausted.
Christensen may be on the bottom here, but he is still controlling this fight. He's still causing Mir to counter armbars, to move his head and keep from being elbowed and punched. So one thing I think judges miss is that sometimes the guy on the bottom can still be dominating the fight.
Mir's right arm is caught.
Omoplata position here, starting omoplata.
And pulled out.
Mir counters.
Every
time he pulls out, he eats some leather.
And the interesting thing about that is you can utilize your length and your reach and like this, your flexibility even from the bottom. Mir takes a look at the clock. 50 seconds remains in the second of 3 rounds, and they're going to stand him up.
Going to stand this back up, and even though Christensen was on the bottom, I think he was still dominating the fight from there. And I hope the judges are seeing it that way as well. So many times just because the guy, oh, now that hurt Frank Mir. That was
absolutely.
A nice
Frank Mir is
straight
exhausted
front kick.
right here.
There's a nice tie kick by Frank Mir.
You know what, Randy? Frank Mir's in trouble here. He is absolutely gassed.
So hit it back.
He's trying for a Kimura. Christensen counters.
He's staring up at the clock, 20 seconds. It appears we will make it to round 3. Trying to jump up with the knee.
Christensen doing a great job of just keeping the pressure on Mir.
You know, it's worthy of note that Dan Christensen is the same height and about the same weight as our heavyweight champion, Tim Sylvia. He's 6'8".
That's right, 6'8", rangy, similar body styles.
And winner of round 2.
I think clearly winner of round 2. Even though he spent some time on the bottom, he was still forcing the action.
Third round here in our heavyweight collision. Does Frank Mir have enough gas left in the tank to do something offensive enough to win this round, perhaps stop this fight? I think that's the big question.
That is the question, and quite possibly this round could determine the fight. I think clearly Christensen won the second round. The first round was very tough to call. It went back and forth. Mir had some good things. He was on top. He did some good things. Christensen had an armbar attempt, a couple good punching combinations, depending on how the judges saw it. Christensen continuing the pressure. Mir repummeled, trying to get a better inside position.
And down
nice
they go.
Takedown again by Mir.
Good sweep of the leg.
Nice little foot sweep.
Yep, that's the foot sweep you used in your victory against Chuck Liddell on multiple occasions, and then, much to your dismay, Chuck kind of figured that one out, didn't he?
Funny how those guys make those adjustments.
Crazy like that, isn't it? Mike Goldberg, UFC Hall of Famer, Randy Couture, Joe Rogan on assignment in Boston tonight. Frank Mir looking a little better here.
Mir stepping it up. I think
maybe he does have some energy left.
Took the advice of his corner. He said, look, we got to win this round. It's a round apiece, according to Mark Lehman. We got to win this round. Dan Christensen's bleeding now. Some great ground and pound there by Frank Mir. Mir looking to pass.
Watch your finger.
Ending up in the half guard. Christensen pulls guard again. What's with that side of the cage? Everybody wants to bleed on the canvas over on that side of the cage.
It's not really fair. Great win to open the night for Joe Stevenson, defeating Yves Edwards at 155, and now men who weigh about 250 pounds, about 100 pounds heavier, battling in the heavyweight division. Don't forget, main event tonight is for the heavyweight championship. Third matchup between Tim Sylvia and Andrei Arlovski. Tito and Ken is coming up next.
Mir passed. He's in cross-side position here. Doing a nice job, picking his shots. Here's a Kimura, straight arm bar.
And he's got his opponent pushed up against the fence.
Look for Dan to kick off that fence and try and change this position.
Mir found some gas that we didn't see displayed in the second round.
He absolutely did. He took the advice of Mark Lehman, who said, look, it's a round apiece. We have to have this third round. Work diligently to stay on top, better his position, stay active, make sure the referee doesn't stand this up. Christensen trying to pull guard.
Don't forget UFC On Demand at video.ufc.com. For the first time ever, UFC fights are available on demand. See classic fights from UFC 1 to the present, available through UFC On Demand. And don't forget, check out UFC.com after our presentation tonight for all the live post-fight analysis.
Christensen doing a nice job using his feet, trying to create some space and scramble. Mir working diligently to stay on top here and dominate this round.
Well, this round definitely belongs to Frank Mir, and this may very well lead him to the decision that he so desperately needs.
Dan Christensen's got a minute 38 to really make something happen in this round. Look for him to kick away again and scramble.
120 remains.
Keep working, guys. Keep working.
You're doing a good job posturing up now. Look for him to bring big shots down from here. Christensen climbing with those legs.
Okay, break. Let's go. Get up.
Here's the referee standing them up. 52 seconds left in the round. Let's see what Mir has left. Christensen's having trouble seeing.
Yep, a little blood out of his nose when he cleared. Nose is bleeding.
Double leg attempt.
And it looks like Frank Mir's going to have trouble with this one. Good sprawl by Dan Christensen.
Nice sprawl.
33 seconds remains. Dan needs to make a statement here, though.
He certainly does. He needs to finish this round strong, and then it kind of boils down to how they judge that first round, in my opinion.
And you and I went back and forth on that first round.
It's hard to judge that one. No damage, obviously, by Frank Mir in this round. Christensen's got some cuts in his face.
Looks like we're headed to a judge's decision.
There's the end of the round.
Third and final round. Fight is in the books. We will render a judge's decision. And purely exhausted is the former heavyweight champion, Frank Mir. So Mir and Christensen will wait for the judges to render their decision. Bruce Buffer has it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Frank Mir.
Jam-packed, sold out, Mandalay Bay Events Center for the light heavyweight confrontation between Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock. You know, I said it right at the top of the show. As real as it gets is the hatred between Tito and Ken. Tito told me a couple of weeks ago, this fight is personal. He doesn't want to beat Ken Shamrock. He wants to beat him down and finish his career as a mixed martial artist. But Ken Shamrock has quietly smiled throughout this entire process. And he knows tonight is his shot at redemption and respect.
Tito Ortiz knows I'm not coming in the same way. He knows how much I want this fight. I'm gonna be the bully in this fight. He knows how bad I've been wanting for a long time. I'm gonna beat him down. This fight means everything to me. Everything to me. I'm gonna turn him upside down. I dislike Tito Ortiz very, very much. He's gonna get hurt, and I do not want to walk out of that ring losing to him.
I don't want the belt. I don't want the world championship. I don't want to kill the world champion. I just want to beat Chuck Liddell's ass. That's it.
I'll knock you out again. You will be the last of the Mohicans.
That's going to be my job. But first and foremost is dismantling Ken Shamrock.
And the big slam by Tito Ortiz.
Last time I fought him, I grabbed a hold of him. He felt like a little girl. Felt like a rag doll.
No matter what he says in that fight, he gave me everything he had, and he couldn't hurt me. And I hit him with one punch.
Oh, left by Shamrock.
And buckled his knees. I dislike his character, dislike him very much. So much that I want to get in the ring and I want to punch a hole in his head.
Oh, nice knee. Shamrock's got the heart of a lion.
I'm going to come out there and I'm going to beat this guy into the ground. I'm going to break a leg or break an arm. Or if he leaves something out that he makes a mistake, I'm all over it.
I'm taking your ass down and I'm punishing you.
You keep thinking that because when the time comes, you're going to make a huge mistake thinking that.
Ken Shamrock is of the old, always will be of the old, and never will change because he's in the old.
Well, the last time I remember him fighting somebody 42 years old, he got spanked. Literally.
If Ken Shamrock tries to compare himself to Randy Couture, bro, wake the up.
He's going to try and take me down. He's going to try and submit me because no one's ever submitted me.
I'm not going to look for a submission. I'm looking to beat his ass down.
Look at Ken Shamrock's face.
McCarthy's going to have to pull me off. Literally, he's going to have to pull me off. He's going to get a good old-fashioned Tito Ortiz beat.
You actually spanked him. Did you see that?
How did I get drug into this?
Well, you know what? Interesting is that nobody gets drug into this one because now we finally get to see it. Tito against Ken, but I know you and I have talked many times. Tito must explode the way he did last at UFC 40 when he exploded on Ken Shamrock.
Absolutely. He's got to find a way, put this fight on the ground, classic Tito Ortiz, ground and pound, elbows and fists, and lump Ken up just like he did the first time.
Well, one thing we both know here, no one over the age of 40 can have success in the Ultimate Fighting Championship or something like that. Ken Shamrock, is he ready? Can he actually pull off the upset?
Yeah, I think he can. He's got great submission skills. If Tito makes one mistake, leaves a leg hanging out there, I mean, he'll be all over it. He's got heavy hands. Tito's been rocked and shocked before, so you got to let him go, push the pace, and see how much he has.
And remember, Tito Ortiz says that, yeah, he beat him down in the first matchup, but Ken Shamrock was not 100%. Ken Shamrock is 100% committed to beating down Tito Ortiz here tonight in the ultimate of grudge matches, which will take place here in the Octagon. the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. There is not one person that is not standing right now.
Kenny looks composed and relaxed. He looks great.
Ken Shamrock, determined to prove once again that he is the ultimate of warriors. We are set to welcome back the Huntington Beach bad boy, Tito Ortiz. Security was ready, Randy, because Tito was ready to go throw a little something to Ken.
They knew what was going on.
But I'll tell you what, Ken looks absolutely focused here.
He looks very composed, very relaxed. Physically, looks to be in great shape.
The Iceman, Chuck Liddell. Could he be next for Tito Ortiz? Could that be the next rematch? But first things first, our tale of the tape for this ultimate of ultimate fighting matchup. Brought to you by Zenergy, the ultra premium energy drink from Zions. 42 years old, UFC Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock. 11 years the elder of the Huntington Beach bad boy, the former light heavyweight champion Tito Ortiz. Everything else is virtually the same. For the official introduction of this, the fight we had been waiting so long for. Here once again is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. Sponsored by Mickey's Fine Malt Liquor, the official beer of the UFC, Mickey's Got Stung. And Rogue Pictures presents Jet Li's Fearless, opening in theaters September 22nd. And now, it's time! This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Light Heavyweight Division. Introducing first, the Warrior standing in the blue corner. This man is a submission fighter who holds a professional record of 26 wins, 10 losses, and 2 draws. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 206 pounds. Fighting out of Susanville, California, the legendary UFC Hall of Famer, the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock! And now introducing his opponent standing in the red corner. This man is a submission fighter who holds a professional record of 14 wins with 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 206 pounds. Fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, ladies and gentlemen, the former UFC Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Huntington Beach Bad Boy, Tito Ortiz. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Herb Dean.
Okay, gentlemen, we've gone over your instructions. Let's keep this fight nice and clean. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions at all times. Touch gloves. Come on, ready to do this.
They do not touch gloves.
And a self-satisfied smirk on Ken Shamrock's face over there.
It's almost like Ken has a secret. Tito Ortiz, Ken Shamrock, for the second time. Bitter rivals will collide. The wait is finally over. And we are underway. Ken comes out swinging. Big knee by Ortiz.
Right into the fray. A double leg attempt by Ortiz. Switches off to the single.
Good avoidance of the takedown by Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, and Tito had a nice counter himself there because Ken was in on the double there for a second. Picks him up, slams him down.
Nice job by Tito.
And now the ground and pound is going to start. Let's see what Ken can do from the bottom here to stop this.
He could not do anything at UFC 40.
There's an elbow. Ken trying to tie up his arms. Tito spending a lot of energy.
And that's something I want to talk to you about because there's so much emotion here. You can burn yourself out in a situation where you normally wouldn't because your mental is going to just be over the top.
There's an
right
armbar.
now.
He's switching his hips. No, he changed his mind. But yeah, absolutely. Got to be very careful not to get caught up in the emotion of this fight. As much as these two don't like each other, you know, punching yourself out is very viable here. Tito's got to be diligent. Make those shots count.
He slides Shamrock
nice
over
elbows.
towards the fence.
Nice
Rolling
elbows.
down on him. Herb Dean walks in, and it is all over.
I'm not sure why Herb stepped in that early.
Shamrock in disbelief. Ken is going after Tito again. Little pandemonium in the octagon right now. Let's take a look at the stoppage. Well, he felt that Ken could not intelligently defend himself there.
Yeah, I mean, he really took 3 or 4 unanswered elbows. His hands didn't come up to protect his head. I never want to question a referee.
Ken Shamrock is in disbelief. Chuck Liddell in disbelief. Let's take a look at it again, Randy.
Again, no hands covering the head. 3, 4, 5 elbows in a row there. Five elbows in a row there, unanswered. Ken's hands weren't up around his head. I'm not sure if Ken was dazed there. Obviously, he's in disbelief now after he's standing, but you got to do something to change that position.
Tito's reaction. He had no doubt that the stoppage was justified. You know what? As you said, you must intelligently defend the fighter, because one more or two more of those elbows could do permanent damage to someone even as greatly conditioned as Ken Shamrock. But in that light, we may see these guys go again. Tito gets the win. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 18 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by TKO, the Huntington Beach Bad Boy, Tito Ortiz.
Tito Ortiz wins in just 1 minute and 18 seconds. Here's Randy.
Tito, great double leg takedown. Tito, big slam. You put Ken right where you want him. Tell me about the finish. What did you think?
Well, you know what? I was just doing my job, dropping elbows. I hit him with a really good elbow, and he went completely limp. Herb Dean, I was hitting him with like 4 or 5 really hard ones. I think I might have chipped my elbow bone. I hit him with some really, really good ones. He wasn't responding. He wasn't intelligent defending himself. Herb Dean stepped in, did his job. I'm just in here to fight. That's all I want to do is fight. If Shamrock wants to do it again, we can do it again. I have no problem with that at all.
Tito, walk me through this. Mickey's replay here at the end of the fight.
Well, right here, I just hit him with a really good elbow. He went limp right there. And I hit him with another one, and another one, another one, another one. I was hitting him unanswered blows right there. He wasn't intelligent to defend himself. That's the rules of the UFC, but like I said, I'm willing to do it again. Give these fans a great fight one more time. Let's do it.
Tito, great job. You look like you were prepared. How was your training for this fight?
You know, this time my training, it's the first time I've been in camp where I've actually been non-injury free, where I had no injuries at all. I was very, very happy. You know, coming here in Las Vegas, in my own backyard, this is my home. I love fighting here in Las Vegas. Give all you fans, you guys can go ahead and boo, but you see me and Ken Shamrock one more time, I hope.
Tito Ortiz, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Tito is more than willing to do it again. Chuck Liddell with a smile on his face, because actually it may be Chuck Liddell who fights Tito Ortiz next. All right, let's march on. The irony of this matchup of Josh's, Neer and Berkman, is that Josh Neer lists Tito Ortiz as one of his heroes. And Berkman has left Utah to become part of Tito Ortiz's team punishment. Lots of Joshes in this one. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Zenergy, the ultra premium energy drink from science. Battle of 170-pounders, the 26-year-old Berkman against the 23-year-old Neer. The Battle of Joshes is set to go here live on pay-per-view. Here's Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Steve Mazzagatti.
All right, set for the first of 3 rounds, 3 5-minute rounds here in our welterweight confrontation. Don't forget, Josh Neer's teammate, Tim Sylvia, will attempt to defend his heavyweight championship still ahead here tonight. Josh Berkman against Josh Neer. And here we go.
Berkman is southpaw.
Trying to switch up the stance a little bit. Good right kicks. Berkman trying to close the gap. You know, you talk about Josh Berkman being the people's warrior. Well, Neer proved that he's quite a warrior, too, surviving against Joe Stevenson. And he had an axe wound to his head and found a way to win against Melvin Gillard. So this man, and maybe it's because of those underground fights, but this man has definitely worked himself through adversity, and he deserves to be here tonight.
He's tenacious. He will not go away easy. He will stay in there no matter what. Berkman is staying pretty composed. Not I think, overdoing it, overexerting himself. Trying to pick his shots a little better. Showing a little more maturity, I think.
Well, he's an outstanding athlete, as you talked about, a triple threat athlete in high school in Salt Lake City. Running back, third baseman, of course, a wrestler. Moved to Oregon to train with you, Randy, at Team Quest.
Berkman's hands are pretty low.
Neer says bring it on.
Berkman switching from southpaw to orthodox and back.
How confusing is that to your opponent?
It changes things. You circle a different way based on which stance he's in, and different punches become more effective depending on what stance you're in too. So if he's effective at it, it can be a problem for you. But he's not really landing a lot. He's throwing some nice stuff, but he really hasn't hurt Josh Neer at all. Nice elbows by Berkman from the clinch there. And I think he opened up a cut on the left side of Neer's eye. Might just be a red spot.
Pretty confident with the combinations. Caught him with a right there. Came over the top of the guards. Looking for the shoot, gets the takedown. Good job done by Josh Berkman.
Nice double leg. Knows Neer's going to step in and throw a combination, changes levels under it, drives through him.
Neer has wrestled since he was age 6. All-state wrestler in Utah, Utah State champion Josh Berkman.
Berkman stacking in, using the fence, trying to posture up and find some space to punch. Drop those elbows. Neer overhooking, trying to tie Berkman up and hope for a referee to stand this up. Using a closed guard.
Two minutes remains in round 1. Don't forget, main event of the evening still ahead here tonight. Tim Sylvia, Andrei Arlovski, 3.
Triangle, potential triangle here. Berkman uses it to pass.
Yep.
Back into the half guard is Neer. Berkman's doing a good job of posturing up and picking his shots here. Neer creating space, using his feet. Watch for the up kick. Nice sweep by Neer.
And it helps him to get this fight back to the feet.
He's back where he wants to be, I think.
Well, you know they work the hands all the time at the Milicic camp. Everybody works hands now, don't get me wrong.
Oh!
Down goes Neer
by Berkman.
Absolutely rocked him. Berkman trying to finish, trying to take his back.
Neer's recovered. He's in on a single. He may end up actually in top position here.
Berkman trying to get the hooks. Yep.
Trained to an armbar. Berkman trying for an armbar here. Stepped over the top. Let's see how Neer counters.
Well, Neer got rocked there, but he regained his composure almost immediately.
Very quickly. And now Neer's on top. Berkman on the bottom. Trying to bring an elbow.
40 seconds remains in round 1.
Berkman using the butterfly guard, trying to create some space. Find a way to stand up. Neer trying to push his head away and create space to bring those elbows and fists through. Somebody's bleeding. Looks like Berkman's got a little blood on his face.
Back
Berkman
up they come again.
Berkman does a good job of standing up from that butterfly guard, using the fence to his advantage.
Oh, there's a right by Neer.
Berkman stepped in for a front kick and ate a right hand.
Yeah, a couple of good exchanges there in round number 1 between Josh Neer and Josh Berkman. Set for the second round here. Neer is Sylvia's teammate. Berkman, the people's warrior.
You ready? You ready? Bring it on.
And here we go.
Touch of gloves. Both fighters still look pretty fresh.
Josh Neer in the black trunks, Berkman in the red trunks. Mike Goldberg, Randy Couture, Joe Rogan on assignment tonight in Boston. Joe, wish you were with us. I know he is watching.
Double leg attempt by Neer. It's awful nice of you to put that name on the back like that.
Well, it just helps us out when you have two Joshes in there. Nice job by Berkman.
Single leg sweep.
You know what, even though Neer had a knee, though, Berkman still was swinging.
He was making him eat some leather to get that single leg.
In this day and age, you've got to be willing to take a little punishment, no pun intended, on the way down, don't you?
That's right.
A cut on the top of the head of Josh Berkman.
It looked like an elbow. Neer threw an elbow.
Good start to round number 2 for Josh Neer.
Berkman scrambling well. He's got to protect his neck here, but his hand fighting good. He's going to come up again. Nice work by Josh Berkman to get up off the bottom. Neer holding with the underhook. Trapping Josh Berkman against the fence. Berkman trying to knee. Oh, be careful putting his head down there.
Absolutely.
Eat a knee from there.
Oh, he got rocked again. Neer doing a nice job there. So it was Neer who was rocked in the first round, and then it's Neer who was kind of committing more punishment towards Berkman here in the second. For the shorts, says referee Steve Mazzagatti.
Tie.
Oh, good
there.
elbow.
Nice elbow by Neer off the tie clinch. Berkman in on the double. He's exposing his neck. Potential guillotine choke here. Berkman needs to start thinking about fighting hands and letting go of the single leg.
Can Neer get the guillotine from this position? He's not even going to try.
He's let it go now.
Tough to get it without the underhooks in, isn't it?
It's difficult. Good pace, good infighting here in this clinch position. For an elbow. Ooh, nice elbow.
Oh, good left by Berkman. And another left by Berkman.
Good exchange.
Kick to the body. Neer says, bring it on. Watch out with the hands out there. That's how you get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, that's a good way to get hit. He's daring him.
Neer's got that mentality too, though.
Yeah, he's
fighting is pretty much his life. I mean, he has said that overall, over and over again. And you know what? You kind of don't want to wake up that caged animal. You don't want to leave any little opening, because you're all of a sudden going to anger him. You saw that with the knee there by Neer.
Uses that tie, plum tie, collar tie real well. Forces Berkman's head down and knees in. Double underhooks with Berkman. So the ankle pick here. Berkman trying to control the hand. Neer finishing, trying to finish this single leg. Berkman into Kimura. Trying to pull the Kimura out.
Trying to come over, uppercut. Neer still says, bring it on.
And cut on the left eye of Neer.
Every time they disengage, Berkman swings for the fences. He's connected a few times.
He has connected a few times. Berkman standing with his mouth wide open there. It looks like he may be a little tired. Still moving well. Neer trying to land some elbows. Watch for the guillotine choke again. Berkman in on the single leg, hanging in there, just smothering Neer. Neer comes over the body for that Kimura. Trying to land some elbows now.
You know, throughout this round,
big double leg.
Nice job by Berkman.
Big double leg by Berkman.
Throughout this round, Neer said bring it on, but Neer hasn't brought it back, Randy.
He's showboating a little bit. Yeah, he's showboating a little bit, saying, oh, you haven't hurt me, let's go some more, but he's really not answering. Berkman still coming, still landing shots, still getting, I think, the best of the exchanges.
Well, telling everybody you haven't been hurt yet isn't going to gain you any points.
Attempted triangle right there at the end.
Interesting chess match we have going here between Berkman and Neer. Coming up next, the UFC Heavyweight Championship between Tim the Maniac Sylvia and the Pitbull, Andrei Arlovski. How will he react after losing his title? We know one thing, Tim Sylvia can knock out any man on the planet. In fact, no one gave Tim Sylvia a chance to beat Andrei Arlovski in Anaheim. But he did. And now Andrei Arlovski has gone back. He's refocused. He's hungry again. And he is looking to regain what he thinks is rightfully his, the heavyweight belt. The main event is coming up next here from the Mandalay Bay. Third and final round here.
Oh, nice left hook. Nice left hook again by Josh Neer. Good sprawl by Neer.
Early part of that second round belonged to Neer, but Berkman kind of put a little bit of authority towards the end of that round.
He did. He smothered Neer a little bit. He landed some good combinations. You know, Neer tried to shrug it off and say, bring it on, but he never really answered.
This fight is actually very, very close right now in the third and final round.
Nice elbow. That was a really nice elbow by Josh Berkman from the clinch.
Berkman, a man, as I mentioned earlier, Randy knows very, very well, former teammate, former training partner. You had him when he was just a young kid who said, you know what, I think I can be pretty good at this. And you probably knew pretty early because of his athleticism he could be pretty good at this.
Absolutely. Great attitude, great work ethic. Showed up at practice every day ready to go.
And he gets another takedown.
Nice double leg takedown by Josh Berkman.
Neer started about 4 years ago. Former construction worker. Loves to strike, loves to utilize his hands and knees. And he's not a flashy guy, is Josh Neer, but he's an extremely effective fighter.
He's durable, he stays in there, and he just finds a way to get it done.
Looking to finish here.
Triangle choke attempt, just looking to lock it on. Berkman picks him up and slams him hard.
That's one way to get out of it.
Yeah. Double head bounce there off the canvas.
You know, even Berkman acknowledged coming into this fight, Randy, that there's no quit in Josh Neer. No quit anywhere in that kid's body, which should make this one heck of a fight, said Josh Berkman, and he's kind of right.
He called it. Both guys getting after it. A lot of good exchanges.
Pretty nasty cut on the left eye of Josh Neer.
Neer still trying to set up this triangle. He wants to pass that arm between his legs, throw that left leg up over Josh Berkman's neck. Berkman standing up in the guard now. Look for the up kick or the sweep again that worked effectively for Neer earlier in the fight.
Don't forget, you can log on at video.ufc.com for UFC On Demand for the first time ever. UFC fights available on demand. See classic fights from UFC 1 to the present. Available through UFC On Demand. Don't forget, log on tonight at UFC.com for live post-fight interviews. Video.ufc.com and UFC.com tonight for all the reaction. It's going to be interesting to hear the reaction to Ken Shamrock and Tito Ortiz.
Absolutely. Armed guards at
that right.
Post-fight press conference that we've had in a while.
Security should punch in a little overtime tonight. They were very busy a moment ago. But things have calmed, and we're going to have another storm soon because we've got a main event of the evening still ahead.
Absolutely.
Final 2 minutes of this third and final round.
And Neer effectively being controlled, allowing Berkman to keep him on the bottom, stand up in his guard to avoid the triangle attempts, and bring some big pot shots down on Neer's face. Watch the up kick.
I mean, Berkman is 17-3. Neer is 17-3-1, no contest. So, I mean, these are two men with very impressive credentials coming into this war.
There's a guillotine attempt. Neer rolls to the single leg, trying to find a way out of the bottom position. He's got about a minute and 30 seconds to make something happen here.
Trying to take his back.
Berkman swiveling to the side position. Neer rolling to the leg, looking for a knee bar maybe. There it is. He's trying to get it, Oh boy. Close.
It's amazing how these guys transition, Randy. You know, it looks like Neer's in an extremely negative position, and he tried to transition to a positive and potentially finishing move.
This is a nice attempt at a knee bar. He almost had it isolated. Berkman scrambles out.
If we make it to the end, Randy, Eddie Bravo will score this fight for us.
There's a triangle attempt again. Berkman counters.
It's going to be a tough one to judge again.
It sure is.
As it was earlier when Frank Mir was victorious.
Kimura attempt.
Defeating Dan Christensen. Impressive win to begin our night for Joe Daddy Stevenson.
Neer's intentionally giving his back here to try and escape and make something happen. I think he realizes he's got to make big double leg again by Josh Berkman. 10 seconds left in the fight.
And we will go to the judges' scorecards.
And slamming him on the mat. The double head bounce right here. Watch this. Bump, bump.
Ouch.
Big double leg. Nice.
No head bounce on that one.
No head bounce on that, no.
You lose points. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Abe Bellardo scores the bout 29-28. Chris Lee scores it 30-27. And Tony Weeks scores the contest 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, the People's Warrior, Josh Berkman.
Big win for Josh Berkman, defeating Josh Neer. Tonight we complete the trilogy as Tim the Maniac Sylvia defends his heavyweight championship against Andrei the Pitbull Arlovski. You know, my partner Joe Rogan once said, and I think we all believed him when talking about Andrei Arlovski, this man is not human. The one man who did not believe it was Tim the Maniac Sylvia. We came to Anaheim thinking, oh my goodness, Sylvia cannot destruct a man who's indestructible. You know what? That was incorrect because Tim Sylvia got his belt back. Now it's Andrei Arlovski's turn to show us what his character is about and remind us that he is indeed pretty darn close to superhuman. Disappointment in the eyes of Tim Sylvia.
I came back too soon. I had the fighter mentality, didn't care. I was ready, and I wasn't.
He's in big trouble.
I got caught. He hit me with a big right, and I was like, man, not again. This is not going to happen again.
He was rocked by that same right hand that Arlovski rocked him with in the first meeting, but Sylvia is back to his feet.
I just decided myself when I hit the ground that I was getting back up.
But he's hurt bad. He's still wobbling.
I hit him with my counter uppercut and dropped him. If I hurt somebody, I'm jumping on him and I'm going in for the finish. You know, everyone said this guy's not human. He's human, and I proved it.
First fight I beat Tim Sylvia, and April 15th he's beat me. Of course right now I wanna so much fight against Tim Sylvia.
I definitely proved that Arlovski's vulnerable. We said it once before and we'll say it again. He's got a weak chin. All you gotta do is hit it. I will hit it again. I will knock his ass out.
Knockout, submission, it doesn't matter how I win. I wanna win.
He got lucky the first time. The second time, he didn't get so lucky. The third time, he's not gonna get so lucky either. He's gonna go to sleep again.
Well, we know one thing. Tim Sylvia has been walking like a champion, talking like a champion, and he truly believes in what he just said, that he is going to knock out Andrei Arlovski again.
It's going to be who lands that shot first. You got to put your hands up for this one, a heavyweight title fight. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Tim Sylvia was given no chance in the last meeting. I think a lot of people are giving Tim Sylvia a chance this time. Is that justified?
Oh, absolutely, and I think it is justified. He proved that it can be done. Once it's done, I mean, I've been there myself. It can happen, and it's Andrei Arlovski's job to overcome that psychological obstacle.
Let us not forget, though, Randy, that prior to the defeat, Arlovski was pretty much superhuman. So Arlovski has a ton of different ways in which he can win this fight.
Absolutely. I think you're going to see a more focused, more methodical Andrei Arlovski. He's going to try and hunt him down, be more selective about his shots, and take what he can get.
It is time for the main event of the evening for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. They are set to meet for a third time.
Andrei Arlovski with knockout power. He's got good submission skills. He's a leg lock guy, comes from Sambo. Quick for a heavyweight. He's more like a 170-pounder the way he moves.
Less than 90 days ago at the Arrowhead Pond of Anaheim on April 15th when these two men last met. And the maniac Tim Sylvia shocked pretty much everyone except himself and his teammates in defeating the pitbull Andrei Arlovski. And in a situation like this tonight, you let the guys walk in. You suck up the atmosphere because this is the third time they fought. They do not need any introduction.
And they are well acquainted with each other as well. They're Tim Sylvia said something amazing to me. I saw him after that fight. He's like, so you going to enjoy being the champ for a while? He's like, no, I want Andrei again right now. He said, why should I let him get a couple of fights under his belt, get his confidence back? I want to strike him now while I'm in the back of his head still.
Is he still in the back of his head?
That's the question. That's the psychological part that I think Andrei has to overcome. He looks as lean and ripped as I've ever seen him. He's going to be in here moving. He's an amazing athlete.
Our tale of the tape for this main event of the evening is brought to you by Zenergy, the ultra premium energy drink. Sylvia just turned 30 years old, 3 years the elder of the Belarusian and the former Minsk police officer, Andrei the Pitbull Arlovski. And although Sylvia is 5 inches taller, his reach advantage is only 2 inches. But I'll tell you what, he didn't need much with that right. He only needed about 2 inches to deliver the finish to Andrei Arlovski. For the official introductions of this, our main event of the evening, here is the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this UFC championship bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, with Chairman Skip Avancino Jr. and Commissioners Dr. Tony Alamo, John Bailey, Joe W. Brown, and T.J. Day, and Executive Director Keith Kaiser. Our judges at Octagon side are Nelson Hamilton, Dave Hagan, and Glenn Trowbridge. And our doctor is Dr. Al Capana. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Big John McCarthy. This event is sponsored by Zions Zenergy, Zions Great Taste, Extreme Energy, and Toyo Tires, the official tire of the UFC. Toyo Tires, driven to perform. Ladies and gentlemen, these two UFC warriors have faced each other twice before in the Octagon. And tonight, they go to war for the third and final time. And now, live from the sold-out arena here at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, it's time! This fight is 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, the warrior standing in the blue corner. This man is a kickboxer and a sambo fighter. He holds a professional record of 11 wins with 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighed in at 234 pounds. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, by way of Minsk, Belarus, ladies and gentlemen, the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Andrei the Pitbull Arlovski. And now introducing the champion standing in the red corner. This man is an MFS elite fighter. He holds a professional record of 23 wins with 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 258 pounds. Fighting out of Davenport, Iowa, ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, the maniac, Tim Sylvia.
Anybody got to wash any clothes? I think Andrei probably lent us that washboard if we asked him.
My goodness.
Do I have any questions for you, Tim? I want you to touch gloves, fight clean, fight hard, fight fair. Let's get back to...
There he is, Jeremy Roenick. Once again going to be a member of the Phoenix Coyotes. 9-time NHL All-Star. Right now is the main event. Tim Sylvia, Andrei Arlovski, Big John McCarthy, the best in the business.
All right, UFC heavyweight championship, you ready? You ready? Get it on! Come on!
Here we go for the 3rd time. Arlovski utilizing the inside leg kick. Arlovski wants to avoid, even though it's a slight reach advantage, the big paws of Tim Sylvia. He got caught before. He's going to stick and move, Andrei.
He sure is. He's going to move. Use angles, use that mobility. It's a smart thing for him to do. You don't want to stand around in front of Tim. And Tim's got some kicks himself if he starts to unleash him.
And if you don't believe it, ask Trey Telligman.
That's right.
Let's go, let's go.
These
Both
fights have
guys
both
patient.
been quick ones, the ones prior before.
Both guys being patient, measuring.
Last one lasted only 2 minutes, 43 seconds, Randy. The first one was over in 47 seconds. That was the one Andrei won. See, Andrei tried to duck under there.
Little level change.
Andrei's got that Sambo background. If this fight goes to the ground, he'll have the advantage there.
I think that's still Tim's Achilles heel. That's
No
his
question.
area of weakness, is on the ground. He's a big, long guy. It's hard to generate leverage with those long levers on the ground.
Good right by Arlovski, another leg kick. He may try to chop him down with the leg kicks.
Tim's anticipating those now. You can see him start to lean and turn away from those now. Body shot. Oh, that hurt.
That caught him.
You see that leg come off the floor like that.
And if you can do anything to neutralize the ability of Sylvia to throw, that's to your advantage.
You start limiting his mobility, making him think low, and then you can start unleashing the combinations up top.
And will he utilize those leg kicks potentially to go for the takedown? Right now, it seems Arlovski's just happy to exchange.
He's sticking and moving. He's in and out. Not staying in the pocket too long.
Arlovski looks like a different man, and we thought he couldn't get any better. I mean, he's really light on his feet right here.
He moves like a welterweight. He moves like a 170-pounder. It's amazing.
Well, he's so lean right now. Oh, he got rocked! Right hand, caught him again! Sylvia swinging for the fences. Arlovski, his chin has been criticized, but you know what? He took that shot and continued.
He sure did. It staggered him, but he had the wherewithal to shoot in and then come up in the clinch. And he's going to hang on here and recover.
So they both have thrown the first dagger.
Nice elbow over the top.
Arlovski swinging again. Tim caught him.
Again, I think it's that little right hook. He keeps catching him with that little right hook on the inside. Arlovski keeps throwing that overhand right. You can see the cheek of Tim Sylvia is red from catching that overhand right.
The chant of Pitbull here at the sold-out Mandalay Bay Events Center. Mike Goldberg, Randy Couture. Happy to be with you here tonight.
Nice stiff jab.
Couple of lefts.
Tim methodically bringing the pressure a little bit.
It's almost like right now it's Arlovski who's the singles hitter, and Sylvia's waiting for the home run pitch.
That's right.
Caught him again with a right. Now if Arlovski again can utilize any ground game, it's a huge advantage. And remember, he beat him on the ground before, but he had already stunned him.
Yeah, he had hurt him and then went for that ankle. And I had heard that Tim had a bad ankle going into that fight. I don't know if that's the one that Andrei grabbed, but he sure tapped in a hurry. And having worked out with Andrei, it's quite a feeling to have Andrei latched onto your leg. It feels like you're going to remove it from your body. Those knees in the inside there. Tim Sylvia is excellent at driving those knees. He's so tall, he doesn't have to bring those up very far. Andrei hanging on here in the clinch. Double overhooks.
Well, this one has already lasted longer than the first two combined.
Work. Do something with it.
The fang mouthpiece.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do something with it. Stop it right there. Stop it right there. Let's keep it
All right,
going.
got to keep busy.
John doesn't like the stale position.
You know what? Tim doesn't either, though.
I don't think either guy really did.
No, you're right. And you know what? Andrei doesn't even look like he's thinking about Sambo right now. He's thinking about his kickboxing skills, his striking skills, and knocking Tim Sylvia out.
Tim just keeps dropping that little right hook every time Andrei comes in.
Sylvia seems unfazed, though, by the couple of shots that he has taken.
You see the red on the left side of Tim's body. Andrei keeps stepping in with that right shot to the body. Ooh,
spinning kick, caught him in the midsection, caught him below the midsection. Quick recovery.
Right at the line, right at the line. Let's go.
First round is over. Good first round.
Uncharted territory for
Davis
these
in
guys.
attendance.
Second round.
Look at Diego with Danny Trejo. Diego Sanchez.
Here's a second look at that big right hand. Andrei caught Tim, and then Tim responded with a little, again, donk right there. Little right hand, right on the chin.
Make him carry your weight like that as much as you can. Yeah, you got to use fakes to get him to throw. You're still dictating.
Eddie Bravo, your thoughts on round one?
It's a very, very close round, and although Arlovski landed more leg kicks and probably a couple more punches, I think that one big right hand by Tim Sylvia did more damage than all those little strikes by Andrei Arlovski. 10-9, Tim Sylvia.
So Tim Sylvia, in the mind of Eddie Bravo, wins round number one. Round number two. Remember, this is a championship fight, so it is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. I don't think anybody expects it to go that deep, but both are prepared to do so if needed. Billy Rush has really helped to improve the cardio of Tim the Maniac Sylvia. Arlovski's cardio has not really failed him too often, although some say he wasn't in the best of condition in Anaheim.
He's never really been pushed in a championship fight to that length. I mean, neither has Tim, for that matter. These guys have always found ways to finish their fights pretty early.
Knocked out or be finished. Frank Mir broke his arm. Ankle lock, win by Arlovski. They continue to battle. Heavyweight title on the line right here, right now.
Andrei's finding a home for that overhand right, but every time he throws it, he drops his left hand and ducks his head into Tim Sylvia's little right hook.
And let us not forget the announcement made tonight that Wanderlei Silva, scheduled in November to fight Chuck Liddell if Liddell defends his title in August. That is a huge bit of breaking news here tonight from Mandalay Bay. Sylvia seems very comfortable in this position right here.
This is where he wants to be. He wants to play this stand-up game, use the combinations.
My question to you, Randy, is Andrei's cut. But my question to you is, why isn't Andrei working the leg kicks anymore?
Yeah, that is a good question. Why isn't he still chopping away at Tim? There's Tim with a kick.
I mean, that is where he was most effective in the first round, was when he was trying to chop down Tim Sylvia. It's not like he's afraid of this fight going down as they exchange with diligence.
They're slinging some leather there, sweat flying everywhere. I think Andrei needs to fake more takedowns, at least put the question in Tim's mind that he might shoot in there.
If you let Tim Sylvia get comfortable and just turn this into a stand-up game, you play right into the hands of Tim Sylvia.
Big, long arms, rangy.
Now the chant of USA here in the sold-out Mandalay Bay Events Center.
The cut looks to be in the hairline of Andrei Arlovski. It's not going to be a factor. I don't think it'll affect his vision at all. Not bleeding a lot.
Oh,
another
midsection.
shot to the body.
Good body shot by Arlovski. Sylvia didn't wince at all, though. Andrei is very pinpoint with his shots. He understands the knockout power of Sylvia. In fact, he understands it firsthand.
Nice straight jab by Andrei. Tim counters nicely. Good exchanges back and forth.
I mean, this is a kickboxing match right now, and really close to a boxing match.
Get more head feints from Tim.
Happy to work the hands. There's an inside leg kick, just to gain a little attention. And look how red the inside of the left knee of Sylvia is.
In range here.
There you go. Now, you know what? If I'm Andrei Arlovski, Randy, and tell me if I'm wrong, I'm going to work that bruised left knee area of Tim Sylvia.
Absolutely. Keep kicking. Keep chopping away at that. Give Tim something else to think about and then come back to his head.
Oh, good counter by Sylvia. Neither man connected. There it is. And believe me when I tell you that the fighters at this level have pinpoint accuracy. They're going to hit you exactly where they already hurt you.
Same spot, over and over. Tim coming with those front kicks. A little too close, didn't land very well. But
now, Tim not really looking for the high kick like he had against Teligman, and that may be very well because he does not want to leave himself exposed for a potential takedown, but Andrei, again, has not looked for the takedown.
I mean, even the counter to that big kick is a right hand, which is Andrei's best weapon in that right hand.
Good work.
They exchange again. Oh, flying knee. Good explosion on it by Sylvia, but it didn't connect. Just glanced off the chin of Andrei Arlovski. The Pitbull wants his belt back. Sylvia sleeps with his belt, literally. He's got it under the bed. This man loves being the heavyweight champion.
He sure does.
He has said before, Matt Hughes, takes it all in stride, and he's different than Matt. He loves being the title holder. Got to get through the Pitbull to remain the heavyweight champion.
Little respect shown there. Touch of gloves after the round. Tough to call a winner in that round. Here's a replay. Nice little right hook. Short little right hook. Dunk right on the chin. There's the inside kick of Andrei Arlovski. Already red-thighed Tim Sylvia.
You dictate the center of the ring from now on. You understand? You control it.
Yeah, you won 2 rounds, baby.
Hey,
Little mouse under Tim Sylvia's right eye.
There's nothing wrong with using that snapping jab, right? As long as you remember to keep your chin down and throw it. Okay, that's going to screw him up.
Eddie Bravo.
Not much damage done by either fighter in that fight. I gave it to Andrei Arlovski based on the right hand he landed earlier in the round. He landed a good body shot, and he was generally pushing the action more than Tim Sylvia. Tim Sylvia was just kind of sitting back in the cut, waiting to counter, and he really didn't do much in that round. 10-9, Andrei Arlovski.
So Eddie has this fight even through 2 rounds. Remember, it's a championship fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Sylvia says his conditioning is outstanding.
Tim's a very hard-working heavyweight. I have not met too many guys his size that work the way he works.
I mean, when he first came to Iowa, he was 337 pounds, said he couldn't chew bubblegum and talk at the same time. Pat Miletich discovered him somewhere on the road and said, hey, dude, you're a pretty big guy. You want to fight? I said, sure. He left everything behind, went to Iowa. He's become a world champion. In fact, Tim Sylvia, the second man ever to wear the heavyweight belt on 2 occasions.
That's right.
The other man sitting right next to me right now, the natural Randy Couture, first won it against Maurice Smith and then won it back against Kevin Randleman. Of course, Randy, the Hall of Famer, the only man to have belts in 2 different divisions, the heavyweight and light heavyweight division.
Andrei's hands have come down just a little bit in this round.
Yeah, be careful.
Not quite as high as they were last round in the first round.
Sylvia with a little mouse under the right eye. Rich Franklin, Matt Hughes, middleweight and welterweight champions in the corner of Tim Sylvia. Pretty good teammates to have.
Yeah, absolutely. A great backup support system right there.
A world championship fight with world champions here to support their teammate. Oh,
nice stiff jab by Tim Sylvia. And that's something that Pat said in his corner. Use that stiff jab. Don't be afraid to throw it. Nice right hand by Andrei.
Arlovski trying to close in. Arlovski and Sylvia starting to have a little fun. Do a little dance here. 3rd round. Are you surprised at all, Randy, that Andrei is not thinking ground game at all?
Not really. I mean, this is where he's strongest. This is where he feels most comfortable. You know, and you saw when he got hurt what he was thinking. He shot right in on the double, came up in the clinch, and probably would have liked to at that point put it on the ground. But, you know, I think he feels most comfortable with his boxing and kickboxing skills.
Holds the rank of International Master of Sport. Born in Minsk, Belarus, son of a police officer, Andrei learned his sambo skills while attending the Minsk Police Academy. And he had won 6 straight prior to the Andrei Arlovski night in which he was defeated by Tim Sylvia, and he won those 6 fights pretty convincingly. This one the men are starting to work very diligently for. Our main event here tonight from Mandalay Bay. UFC 61 bitter rivals. Immediate rematch between Arlovski and Sylvia. Good left.
Little low kick. Kind of off balance, Andrei there.
And let's see if Andrei looks for that leg kick again. He got away from it.
Nice right hand by
Over
Andrei.
the top. Andrei has worked diligently coming over the top because he knows that the height advantage is Sylvia's, but he's doing a nice job reaching up and coming over the top.
Well, and he's knocked Tim on his keister in 2 fights with that particular punch.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Check the kick there by Andrei. Tim threw a low kick and Andrei raised his knee up and checked that. That'll make you think twice about throwing that again.
In a battle of hands here, Randy, is it as much a factor when you speak of conditioning as it would be if we had clinches and takedowns happening in the ground game?
Well, I think both these guys are well conditioned for this type of fight. They're both stand-up type fighters. I think Tim could, in the clinch, be using his weight and size advantage to kind of wear Andrei down, slow him down, because obviously he's still got very good mobility standing out here in the open and picking, you know, and moving, sticking and moving. So in this style of fight, I don't think either guy's going to get tired.
Looking for another body shot was Arlovski. 20 seconds remains in the third of 5 scheduled rounds. Looking for the uppercut was the Maniac.
He's trying to catch Andrei coming in. I don't think anybody expected this to go 3 rounds.
Mark McGrath here tonight. Celebrity packed house here at the Mandalay Bay. The Pitbull, 15 minutes in the books.
Focus on the side. She's gonna walk by. She might trip.
Working a little bit on that cut in the hairline, as you alluded to earlier, Randy.
Yeah, the left eye's got a little swelling around it.
Eddie Bravo.
Again, another round where it seemed both fighters were taking the round off. No real damage done in that round. Tim Sylvia, it looks like he's letting this fight slip away. I gave that round to Andrei Arlovski, 10-9. Just based on a couple shots. You know, he landed 3 right hands, a couple body shots early in the round. 10-9, Andrei Arlovski.
So we're in the championship territory here, 4th round.
This is uncharted waters for both these men.
Got to fight, gentlemen. You ready?
Yeah, that's right, baby. Let's get ourselves a fight. 4th round.
Let's go.
Let's see if somebody explodes here.
Another body shot. Andrei has been wearing out Tim's left side with that right hand.
You can see the indentation in the mark, the red mark on the rib cage of Sylvia on the left side. Arlovski again, though, not really utilizing those leg kicks. Oh, good connection there, right hand.
Nice right hand by Tim Sylvia. Brought a little blood back to that eye.
Yep. Again, Tim, he's got great combinations, but Tim's looking for the big hit, and Andrei's working a lot of different punches. 2, 3, 4, 5 combinations.
He's in and out, he's sticking and moving. Tim's waiting to react and counter those. Catch him coming in. Crowd getting a little restless.
Well, it'll be interesting at some point if, as Eddie Bravo pointed out, if Sylvia feels the fight is slipping away, if he doesn't push the pace a little bit.
Opens up. It kind of depends on what his corner is seeing here, how they're seeing these rounds. You know, and are they going to inspire Tim to open up and let things go a little bit here in these later rounds?
Arlovski cut over that left eye. Blood doesn't seem to be rolling into the eye. Yeah, it is now. See, Arlovski. Uh-oh. Caught her right as he tried to clear the blood out of his eye.
He broke his concentration just for a second there, and Tim popped him one.
That's a bad spot to be cut. Got him. But you know what? Forget about the talk that Andrei Arlovski doesn't have a chin.
Yeah, he's taking some good shots in this fight. That one right in the forehead.
And this round so far belonging to Tim Sylvia.
Come on, man. Let's go. We got to work.
Big John trying to inspire the guys to step across to bring some offense.
I get the feeling that Sylvia's confidence is starting to build here in round 4.
He seems a little more comfortable. He's stepping forward a little more than he has. It's measured, but he's stepping forward.
I mean, he is just standing. Obviously, he's light on his feet, but he is standing ready to swing. Two minutes remains in round 4.
Come on, gentlemen. Don't leave it to a judge. Let's go. Got to fight.
Excellent point, Big John. Don't leave it to a judge. Got to fight.
There's an inside kick by Andrei.
And don't think that
there's a nice right hand by Andrei as well.
You don't want to leave it to the judge, Randy.
No, it's not a fun place to be, especially as close as this has been.
Because when you leave it to the judge, oftentimes you walk home going, you know what, I probably could have done a little bit more. Could have pushed the action a little bit, could have forced it, could have gone for the knockout. Of course, for our fans at home, keep in mind, you swing for the fences, you leave yourself vulnerable sometimes to actually be countered and knocked out. So mutual respect between these two big heavyweights.
Now how many of these overhand rights are actually hitting Tim Sylvia? Andrei throws him nice and look like they hit him, but Tim rolls his head real nice as well.
Looks like the blood over the left eye isn't bothering Arlovski anymore.
He's got some blood on his right eye now, on the right cheek.
Yep, that's underneath, so that won't affect his vision. Might swell up a little bit. Yeah, I know you know, Randy. You've been hitting the eye before. I called the fight. But it won't affect the vision with the blood rolling into the eye. The swelling will affect the vision.
Absolutely not. That's right.
I know you're saying, Goldie, when was the last time you got hit in the eye? How do you know? Thank you for not saying it. Checking the clock. 21 seconds remains in the 4th round.
We work. That's good work. Come on.
Fourth round in the books.
Wonder what Wayne Newton thinks. I know he's enjoying it.
Let's take a look at this overhand right by Tim Sylvia. Bonk right in the forehead. I think it staggered Andrei just a little bit. And that got him in the eye, actually. That right eye, that's what I think opened that cut under Andrei's right eye.
Eddie Bravo.
Andrei Arlovski did less in that round than he did in the 2nd and 3rd round. Seemed like he's starting to fade just a little bit. And I'm shocked that he's not trying to take Tim Sylvia down. Tim Sylvia did step it up in that round. He landed at 3 right hands, solid right hands, and a jab. He opened up the cut on Arlovski's left eye. 10-9, Tim Sylvia. It's all even.
All even through 4. So, Randy, if you're in this fight right now, for the championship, what would your approach be right here, right now?
Well, you got to go for broke. It's as close as this is. I think both guys have to distinguish themselves in this round and say, I'm the champ.
Will it be the Pitbull or the Maniac? 5th and final round. And Tim comes out swinging. And again.
Good stiff jab by Andrei, countered by Tim.
Tim's starting to pick him apart a little bit. Caught him again.
Andrei's hands dropping down around his waist.
There is a lot on the line here, Randy. Both fighters realize the magnitude of this contest.
Gotta go, come on.
Who wants it more here in the 5th? Who's going to be the one to impose their will on the other? And at this point, as Eddie pointed out, you and I talked about it as well, seems pretty doubtful that Andrei Arlovski is going to try to take this one to the ground.
Gotta work. Gotta go, come on.
Arlovski's being punished.
He sure is. The crisper punches are coming from Tim Sylvia right now.
Well, no longer do we realize that no man is superhuman when it comes into the battles in which are fought here in the octagon. Every fighter can be beaten. Sylvia's right eye is swollen. Who is going to take it here in the final 3 minutes plus? Good straight right. UFC On Demand, video.ufc.com. You want to see all the classics? Log on right now. Oh, good right hand by Sylvia. The gap is being closed here, Randy.
Andrei's starting to drag his punches back. He throws his combinations and brings his hands back to his waist before he brings them up. It's allowing Tim to counter very nicely.
It's the first time these men have gone 25 minutes. Well, we're not quite there yet. We're at 22 and a half. The man sitting next to me knows a little bit of something about 25-minute wars.
They're grueling. It's a long time to fight.
All right, guys, 2 minutes. Who wants it more? Uh-oh. Arlovski was phased again. Sylvia tried to jump right in there and take him down.
Big right hand by Andrei, countered by Tim.
Let's see who makes the definitive statement here. 1 minute, 47 seconds remains in the 5th and final round.
Come on, get going, let's go, come on. Gotta throw. You gotta throw, you're gonna leave it to a judge, come on.
Upon the urging of Big John McCarthy, 70 seconds remains.
Tim it appears that Tim is stealing this fight. He's pressuring a little more. He's got the snappier punches.
Interesting, because Eddie said in that 2nd and 3rd round, it appeared he had let it slip away a little bit. But when you have Matt Hughes and Rich Franklin in your corner, you get put right back on. You get put right back in the winning direction pretty quickly.
Wake him up, get him back on track.
Get after each other, let's go.
"30 seconds remains. "15 seconds.
Gotta fight, come on.
Leg kick by Arlovski. 10 seconds. Will someone swing for the fences? Arlovski comes over the top. Pushes forward again. And it is all over. It is all over. It goes the distance, 25 minutes. And now the heavyweight championship is in the hands of our judges. Eddie Bravo, your thoughts?
In a championship fight, everybody knows if the challenger wants the belt, he's got to take it from him convincingly, and Andrei Arlovski did not win that last round. Tim Sylvia didn't do that much damage, but he landed at least 6 right hands, couple leg kicks, and you know, he retains the belt in my eyes. 48-47, Tim Sylvia.
Randy?
I see it the same way. I think Eddie's spot on.
Tim the Maniac Sylvia may very well complete this trilogy, reigning supreme with his 2nd victory consecutively against the Pitbull Andrei Arlovski. And again, the one shocking thing may very well be that Arlovski never changed his approach. He never took this fight down.
Here's a replay of some of the right hands in that last round that I think won this fight for Tim.
Now, reach is such an advantage, Randy. Even though it's just a couple of inches on Arlovski, he leans in, gets him, and then he leans right back. You can't get to him.
He counters very nicely. Nice little shovel uppercut right on the chin.
Look at the face of Andrei Arlovski. Pretty beaten and battered. He looks like the more beaten fighter, that's for sure. All right, let's find out who will be the heavyweight champion. Will it be the challenger Arlovski, or will Sylvia retain his title? Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Nelson Hamilton scores the contest 48-47. Dave Hagan scores it 49-46. And Glenn Trowbridge scores the bout 48-47 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the UFC heavyweight champion of the world, the Maniac, Tim Sylvia.
Overcome with emotion, the Maniac, Tim Sylvia. Randy.
Tim, methodical performance. Looked like you had some great counterpunching. How'd you see the fight?
I definitely saw myself winning the fight. Thank God for Zions. It allowed me to go those 5-minute rounds. Man, Arlovski fixed his chin because I hit it hard several times. And man, tough guy. You know, I do to thank all my guys, Team MFS, Big Ben, Mike C, Pat, Matt, everybody back in Iowa. Helped me out, man. It was great.
Tim, talk us through this Mickey's replay of some of the fight action.
I just landed a little right there, obviously. We were just trying to kind of, you know, keep position on him, make sure we kept the angle so he couldn't throw his big overhand right. He did land it a few times. But I think my speed and agility training has been helping out a lot with Brad Imes and stuff. And obviously my hands come along with Matt Pena. I owe it all to the guys, you know, Team MFS, everybody back in Iowa. There is a guy out there that thinks he's pretty tough. That's obviously Jeff Munson. I think you did a wrong thing tonight by winning, because now you got to face me and you're in trouble, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, heavyweight champion of the world, Tim Sylvia.
Well, I'll tell you what, Randy, and this is the truth. Although Tim the Maniac Sylvia is looking ahead now to a potential meeting with Jeff Monson, he is extremely happy to have Andrei Arlovski behind him. Final thoughts, Randy. Tito and Tim win.
Tito and Tim win a stand-up battle and Andrei, I mean, looked sharp, just didn't get the job done tonight. Tim showed great stamina, counter-punching. A little controversy with Tito, but I think the stoppage was good. You know, it leaves a question. Maybe there's going to be a third fight.
You know what? I wouldn't hate to see it. It was a pleasure, Hall of Famer.
Thank you.
Randy the Natural Couture here for Joe Rogan tonight. Hope you enjoyed it, because we enjoyed bringing it to you. From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, executive producers of the UFC, Frank Fertitta III, Lorenzo Fertitta, UFC President Dana White, our supervising producer, Craig Borsari, and our coordinating producer, Tim O'Toole. Producing the event in a great fashion, as always, Bruce Connell, our director, Anthony Pasquale Giordano, our technical producer, Alan Connell. Joe Silva, the Vice President of Talent Relations, bringing the great fights to you every time you turn on your TV and watch us here on the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Frank Mir is back. Maybe not as impressively as he has hoped, but you know what? Frank Mir is back. Perhaps one day he will be back to a heavyweight championship. How about the announcement? Vanderlei's coming to fight Chuck. Ken came to fight Tito. Tito came to destroy Ken. And in avoiding a potential serious injury, Herb Dean did his job. And he stopped the fight when Ken Shamrock was put in a precarious situation. Repeated elbows raining down. None of them defended. And Ortiz wins again. But as Randy said, perhaps they will fight one more time. In the Battle of Joshes, it was Berkman overcoming Neer and moving his way up the welterweight ladder. And finally, in our main event of the evening, the Maniac and the Pitbull met for a third and final time. 25 minutes they went toe-to-toe. And in the end, put the belt on Tim Sylvia and take it right back to Iowa, where you believe it belongs. For all of us here at the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Mike Goldberg saying so long from Las Vegas.
After last UFC at UFC 59, you know, when I lost my title to Tim Sylvia, he beat me. I took lessons from that fight. It was experience for me. I want to stay by myself, and I thought a lot of that fight. So right now I understand if you don't have any losses, you can admire the great victories. The biggest mistake it was that I didn't follow instructions what gave me Mike Garcia, my boxing coach, and Dino Castes, my jiu-jitsu trainers.
The big mistake I think Andrei made was just being over-anxious. When he got caught with that punch, he basically dove into that punch. He didn't set it up with a jab. He just wanted to try to knock Tim out, and it was a mistake. And if he would have kept a cool head, I don't think it would have been a different outcome.
I'm really glad that I have great guys in my team. They support me after my losses. Actually, when I came in the room after April 15, I cried like a girl. After that fight, I felt that I'm losing something important. I'm losing part of me, so it's motivated me, and I really train hard for my next fight in UFC 61.
Go, come back here on my right hand. I mean, I respect Tim as a fighter, as a champion right now. I'm just looking for Andrei to do the things that we worked on, and hopefully we get the title back.
You know, everyone knows the camp that I'm from is the strongest camp in the world. We're from the Midwest. We don't have any distractions, you know, so we go out there, we eat, fight, and sleep.
1 minute. Make yourself hurt. Come on.
If you can't handle it, you don't belong there. There's guys that come there and try, but it doesn't work for them. They just can't handle the hard workouts and the intensity that we have in that room.
Get him, man. Get him, man.
I always thought I had good hands until I started, in my opinion. Now my boxing is so much better. My hands are quicker, I'm faster, I'm hitting harder, I'm hitting angles. It's gonna be hard to beat me when I'm hitting angles.
Everything went exactly as we planned last time, except one thing. and everybody knows what that was. I mean, it was the exact same thing that we saw in the first fight, which was the overhand right. And, you know, we definitely anticipated and went back and did a few different things that we're going to, you know, work on, that we've tried working on this time to prevent that from happening.
And that's what we're going to do with Arlovski. He thinks he's going to be faster than me, but he's not. He wasn't last time. He's not going to be this time.
Last combination. Well, you should feel right now, winded and good. I know you feel good.
I didn't take any time off, so I didn't lose any of my shape. You know, I was in great shape, and now I'm in better shape. I decided to slack up a little bit so I didn't peak early, but I peaked last week, exactly what I want to do. This week, training's been great. I've been looking crisp and sharp, and I'm ready to fight.
Being here in Las Vegas for one of the biggest fights of the year is, you know, it's a blessing in disguise. I've worked in my last 10 years of my career to be at this level right now. You know, being here is a very happy feeling to myself of kind of being home. This is home to me. Las Vegas is home to me, it seems like. Of course, when I fought in California, I fought at the Pond, I was getting boos, people hated me, and it was just like, that's my own backyard, why are you booing me for? I really look back on it, and it's like, I didn't feel comfortable there. I didn't feel at home there. When I'm in Las Vegas, I feel at home.
I appreciate you getting up.
Oh, well, I do a seminar right now.
Are you serious? We're looking at about 215.
215?
Sweet.
Awesome.
Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, I believe there's no pressure at all into me anymore. I mean, the pressure was when I was a light heavyweight world champion. The pressure was when I was in my home backyard and I was fighting Forrest Griffin injured. The pressure was doing some of the fights I didn't want to do when I fought Chuck Liddell. I never wanted that fight. I never wanted to fight him, and you know, I just got pushed into something I didn't want to do. I want this fight. I want to fight. I love fighting in my own backyard. I feel comfortable. I'm injury-free.
I've fought a long time. I've been in a lot of fights that have made changes in the UFC to go over the top. You know, the first one was Royce Gracie, did huge numbers. Dan Severn, huge numbers. You know, Chemo, big numbers. And then probably the one that changed the UFC today was Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock. We blew the doors off everything they expected. Now it's me and Tito again, and we're probably going to do record numbers again.
210 1/4.
210. So we got a pound, so it's 206. Today it's relaxing. I'll check my weight again, see where I'm at, and then once I check my weight, my weight's going down still, I'll stay where I'm at. If it's not, then I'll go hop in the sauna and cut it 2 or 3 pounds that way. I want to step on a scale at 206. Right now I'm 4 pounds over. I'll wait, check it in a couple hours, see if I've dropped any more weight by not eating. And if I have, then I won't go anywhere.
It's basically good, because after you weigh in, if we were off at 206 1/4, just like the reality show, we have an hour to get that off. You walk once around the thing.
Worst case scenario, you know, if I'm 1/4 pound off, I'll just, you know, ejaculate and I'll be on. They hold up the towel, don't they?
I wake up today at around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I had breakfast. I was in the pool for a little bit, 15-20 minutes. After that I came back in the room. I had a nap.
Oh, that's looking real good. With clothes. 35 and a half. With clothes. That's good. We'll see you at 3, all right?
Just 8, so probably 260.
All right, let's see where we at. And you're probably right. You got 259 and a half.
Nice. Just get ready to go grab a bite to eat, and then we got weigh-ins. So
He is cocky. He is. So, well done. There was in the dirt. He cries when he says he doesn't have a weak chin. Yeah, he says, I don't have a weak chin.
24 hours before that fight, and I'm very excited. I want to fight with him again, and I really appreciate UFC that the UFC gave me a third match against Sylvia. We'll see what's happening in the octagon tomorrow.
My ideal world is me fighting him. That's what I wanted. I said I wanted a rematch, so I got it. I don't want him to get on a roll. I don't want him to go out there and knock out a couple more bums because everybody in the heavyweight division, Andrei Arlovski will beat but me. So I don't want him to go out there and get his confidence built up and get on a roll. I figured if I fight him now, the knockout's still fresh in his mind, he's going to be worried about it, and it's going to happen again.
All the way through my career, I brought my emotions. People knew where I was coming from. No one had to guess. You know, I mean, I came out there and I would look a dude in the eye and I would stare him down and he knew I was coming. He knew I came to fight. But so did the rest of the audience because of my facial expressions, my actions. When I walked out and I came into the ring, there was electricity there. Two guys came out there, they knew one guy was there to fight. One guy was there to fight, and if the other guy was there to fight, like for instance Tito, now you got explosion. It all started when he fought Jerry and he beat Jerry. Then Guy and him started having some jousting words because Guy beat him the first time. And the second time they fought, they were sparring back and forth with words. And after the fight's over, Tito had this shirt and it says, "Gabe Mesger's my bitch." And I said, "What?" And as I turn around, Tito was flipping off our side. He's putting his shirt on. And so I lost my cool. And since that time, it's been nothing but talking. Then we fought, and he beat me. That was the first time I'd actually lost a fight. Really decisively lost a fight. So that was a hard one for me. And, you know, I kind of wanted to come back and get some revenge.
I think the way he thinks is just one of those things that I don't really pay attention that much to, man. Whatever he does, he thinks the way he holds on to things, that's his own personality, that's the way he is. I'm a lot different than that, and you know, after this fight, let bygones be bygones.
He offered me to be the coach on Ultimate 3. He said, "Well, guess who the other coach is?" And I said, "Royce Gracie, Tito Ortiz." He goes, "Tito Ortiz," and I go, "Sign me up."
That's what I feel like right now. I'm 100% badass. I'm here to hurt people, break people, take names, make an example of Ken Shamrock.
What do you weigh?
About 203.5. I feel really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, your pulse is good too.
Yeah. I'm in really good shape. Of course, we're beating up a Big Bear, of course.
So you trained for the last, what, 6 weeks?
Yeah. Big Bear is a huge part of me, I think. It's just one of those mental sacrifices that I do, and going up there and taking care of business, training 6 days a week, and really putting my heart into my life is training and fighting right now. And, you know, really focusing on doing that and taking up there. It's just sacrifice, you know. I got my ass off the couch and I sacrificed by going up to Big Bear, and I've been going there for the last 6 years of my career, and it's been really, really good to me. And I just, I like the focus up there. I like the altitude. I like the attitude I have. I like, you know, just the surroundings that I get from being up there. You know, I really do dislike Ken Shamrock, and I can't be close to the guy, I can't be around the guy, and it's just, you know, we're a day away from the fight itself, and I just want to get my weight back up. I'm probably about 203.5, 204, and I just want to get my weight back up, and you know, I feel really good though from cutting weight for the first time. I had no problem making weight at all. I made weight last night. I got to eat a big dinner, and woke up this morning and I was only a pound over. So I've really prepared very well for this fight.
I don't hate anybody. I dislike him. I dislike what he does. I don't know Tito Ortiz outside of fighting. I don't know who he is out there in the world. You know, people are different when they step in the ring or they step behind the camera and they start talking. Different people come out. I don't know him outside of this, so I dislike Tito Ortiz, the fighter.
Tomorrow night's UFC is called Bitter Rivals. Coming up now, I think you'll understand why. First on the scale on our next bout of the evening, a light heavyweight contest, the world's most dangerous man, the legendary UFC warrior, Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, I stepped on a scale and I was told, you know, contracted in at 205 pounds.
206 pounds.
As far as I know, it's always been 1 pound, so you get away in at 206.
The former UFC.
And Tito came up and started yelling at Dana and some of the commission saying that I had to make 205.
Tito, put your arms up. 206 and a half.
206 and a half.
Hey, Tito Ortiz weighs in at 206 and a half.
Quarter pound.
Quarter pound, that's all.
You got to lose a quarter pound.
Right on the money, baby. What's he complaining for? He was over. He should won 206. I know. Coming up to the stage to be weighed in first, the Pitbull, Andrei Arlovski. 234 pounds. And next up, the champion comes to the scale. The current UFC heavyweight champion of the world, the maniac, Tim Sylvia. 258.5 pounds. Tomorrow night, it's on in the octagon.
Today was a lot different than any other day. I woke up and I was about a pound over. I went and actually did a seminar for the Super Show at the MGM, and I did a seminar for an hour, and I sweated a whole bunch, so I thought that my weight came down a little lower than I thought it was, and I drank some water, and I don't think I should drink the water. I came in about a half a pound over. I weighed in, I was 206 and a half, and I was like, whoa, wait a second. So I took off my box shorts, 206 and a quarter. Well, on the contract, it says 205 on the dot, and that's what I expected. I thought I was a little lower, like I said. I thought I was going to weigh in 204, 204 and a half. And came in exactly 206. So it's just one of those things that in the contract, I just going by what it said. And after the fact, and he says, I don't really care. I was like, all right, cool, you don't care, I don't care. Let's make amends.
A little more, bro.
Fucking sweat like a pig right now.
I know, just a little more.
Your body's good. You're not dehydrated at all. You can lose a couple pounds. You're good. You're fine, dude.
Go 6.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Say hello, goodbye to him. See you tomorrow. Peace. I'm gonna go take some rest. Got to rest before I put a beating down on Tito. So see you guys tomorrow.
All right, you're in. That's it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, man. Good luck.
Gonna go get something to eat here in the next 10 or 15 minutes. We'll grab all the guys. The guys have been cutting weight and stuff. We're gonna go have a big buffet. You know, eat until we feel sick. Have some sweets, you know, and try to go to bed around midnight. That way I'm not tired around 8 o'clock when I'm fight time. And sleep in as long as I can tomorrow morning. Get up, eat, you know, 3 or 4 times, get a nap in, and then go to the arena.
This is the part where it's hard to just.
You want to spar with me a little bit?
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Woo, yeah. Feel the pump. Feel the pump. I don't think I felt this nervous since I first started fighting. Feels good. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Ready? I built this Lions Den team, and I've had guys around me for 12, 15 years. This guy's been with me originally. All of them are going to be here. You can't buy that, man. You can't get that anywhere. You can't go out and get guys and put a team together 2 or 3 years and have that same feeling. These guys have been around me for life, so it's a huge thing for me.
You know, I'm probably about 2 hours away from the fight itself. You know, I'm just relax for a little bit for the next hour, and wrap my hands, start warming up, doing my drilling, just you know, light mitt work, going on a light jog, just kind of get really focused, get my body warmed up and ready to compete. You guys want to go see some crazy shit?
Yeah.
Right before I fight, you'll see me on the audience, and I'll go out to the arena, I'll go just do autographs. You know, I feed off the fans. The fans are what fuels my fire. Man, the fans are the ones who pay the tickets. They're the ones buying, selling out the houses. They're the ones paying for the pay-per-view. They're the ones really supporting Tito Ortiz and my cause. So, you know, I'm here for the fans no matter what. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And this is what fuels me. This is the Tito maniacs, the guys who are in there paying for me to step in and fight.
As a coach, you know, obviously I'm a little nervous for Andrei, but it's natural. But we've done our work, trained hard, and be okay.
On the fight date, I try wake up at a little bit later. I have a breakfast, came back to the room, focused on my fight against Tim Sylvia, and I hope that at midnight I can come back in my room with a UFC heavyweight belt.
I'm taking this. Oh, I have another one over there, yeah.
We're ready? I mean, if we're ready, let's go.
We're gonna wait for security.
You go!
Well, technically, I am the underdog for this fight. If you look at the betting odds, I'm the underdog. You know, it's so everyone thinks Arlovski's gonna win again, and there's no way in hell it's gonna happen. I'm in better shape this time, lighter this time. My hands are better this time, so I'm going out there and knock him out quicker than I did last time.
I feel great about Tim. I've really got no nerves or no butterflies with Tim's fight. I think Tim is the favorite in this fight. The odd makers have him at an underdog, and I disagree with them. I think Tim goes out there, he's going to lay one on Arlovski's jaw, and Andrei's going to fall down.
When I get to the arena, go back in the locker room, kind of settle in, watch the prelims. Wish the guys good luck. I had a couple teammates fighting, Joe Jordan and Josh Neer. So hopefully they go out and have a successful night and set the tempo.
Well, I think everybody's different. In our team, we like to be like family. We're not the type of guys that go out there, that go in our locker room and just sit and stare at the TV and don't say anything. We're having a good time. We're talking about whatever we want to. And it's a really low-key atmosphere. Now, when it comes closer to the fight, say we're getting ready to walk to the octagon or something, that's when I'll start getting Tim ready. I don't want to get his nerves all wound up right now. I'll do that when it comes time to get to the octagon.
What'd you find out about the beard?
The commission's coming down and they're going to talk.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the rules, but if there's no rules about him having a beard, then there shouldn't be no problem with it. Andrei just been working out hard, and I guess it's keeping him focused by keeping the beard on.
As far as this longer on the stands, the commission with the beard, okay, beard stays.
Can we just make sure it's not sapped up during the fight?
We will make sure. I will personally make sure of that.
I personally had something with that. I mean, Tim's a competitor. He's always going to fight whoever's placed in front of him, but it was something that I personally brought up just because in the old boxing realms, you know, people tend to grow beards to be able to, be able to slide off their punches. The other thing that also becomes a concern is when they start to rub their chin and their eyes, where it's quick to irritate and cause swelling. So it was a medical concern, as well as a concern that perhaps that he's going to, try to sap it up with a little bit of grease.
In boxing, I know they don't want you to grow a beard. This is MMA. It's completely different. I don't think it matters. If Tim can win the fight, he can win the fight with a beard. But we'll see. Let the best man win.
To me, I think it was more of a vote of maybe a signal of weakness in Arlovski, and him growing that beard. Definitely a psychological weakness as well. It's not going to mean a whole lot to Tim Sylvia. He's going to go out there and do the same thing that we trained to do.
Right now, I want to so much fight against Tim Sylvia.
I'm ready to knock him out again and get him out of the way.
I want to win.
I definitely proved that Arlovski's vulnerable. We said it once before, we'll say it again. He's got a weak chin. All you got to do is hit it. I will hit it again. I will knock his ass out.
It's good.
I have to respect him as a fighter. He beat me. As much as I dislike him and the things that he said to me, and the things that he said to other people, still as a fighter, man, I can't take anything away from him.
I'm expecting the best of Ken Shamrock. I know that he's been training with a lot of really good guys. He looks in great shape. He, him at 42 years old, it's just one of those things. I'm gonna have to push the tempo on him and try to test him and see if he has the cardio to go as hard as possible for 3 5-minute rounds.
Tito Ortiz, he's a great fighter. He has amazing takedowns. He has great endurance, and his ground and pound. Nobody can ground and pound like him.
When he gets you down, he has good control on the ground. He rains punches. He stays very, very busy, so that you don't have time to think about escaping or trying to crawl out. And he just keeps bringing it. He's not a well-rounded fighter, but what he does do well, he does very well.
If you get him out of his element, you make him stand up on his feet. You don't stand right in front of him. He can't do what he wants to do. When he is put into that situation, he sort of breaks down.
I think he's mentally weak. I think if you can get in his head and you can stop a few things that he does, he breaks.
Ken Shamrock's strengths, I have to say, is hard. The last time we fought, he showed that he persevered through a battle. He persevered through a beating, and he just kept coming and kept coming.
Ken Shamrock, I have tremendous respect for. He's a fantastic athlete, a great fighter, but unfortunately he had his time. And I think now, I think time's taking its toll on him. Lots of battles, lots of injuries. Even though he's trying to reinvent himself, it's a little too late physically. I mean, sometimes we have to call it quits, and it might be time for him to call it quits.
Straight right, drop right. Since the last time Ken and Tito fought, his body's healed. There's a couple years later, obviously. Cardio-wise, he's in the best shape of his life. And I think he's a little more complete as far as striking and the ground is concerned. He's a lot more technically sound than he was before.
And side step again. Quick step around left hook. Move.
Worked a lot on my hands, and I worked a lot on my sprawls. I worked a lot on my takedowns. I worked a lot on my submissions, trying to get myself back into the rhythm again because I was hurt and I wasn't able to work a lot on it. Basically, me controlling the ring and not him controlling the ring.
I'm really impressed with the fact that Tito, once again, is the hardest worker in MMA. The guy trains harder than everyone else. He'll do what the other guy won't, and at the same time, he's open to new processes, new technique. Always trying to reinvent what we do, taking consideration that sometimes it has to evolve.
With Saul Solis, he's just one of those guys who he was a fighter before. He knows what it takes to compete against the guys. Personally, each person that I'm fighting, he knows what it takes to pick him apart. And I really respect him as a fighter. I respect him as a person, a whole bunch. He's one of my best friends. And he really has a great coaching aspect for mixed martial arts fighting. I believe he is the best in the world.
In this type of fight, you can't envision how something's going to end. You can't. I've talked to so many guys who thought that one fight was going to go one way and it went another. So I go in there with an open mind, and I'm going to go in there and press this fight. I'm going to take control of the ring, and I'm going to react on what he does.
I visualize this fight ending in my hand raised, man, plain and simple. I know it's going to be tough. I know I'm going to be challenged, and I know I'm going to have to push the tempo. And, I just want to make it an exciting fight.
Coming up, the fight we have waited so many days for. Ken Shamrock will be another beatdown, or will the Hall of Famer make a statement here tonight? That fight is coming up next.
Tim, good machine, brother. Yeah. Ken Shamrock showed up tonight.
Yeah, I think when you're first walking out, for me, the intensity builds. knowing exactly when the bell rings what I'm going to do, how to start the fight. I tell you, that gives you a lift, man. You walk out there and you hear that pop, even if it's booing. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as there's some sort of crowd noise, it's one way or the other. It just, you're there, man. You don't really look around. I do. When I come out, I'll pop my head around and get that adrenaline rush right there. And when I walk in the octagon, man, it's like, it's time.
Built a whole new crew of fans. Because of that show, everybody's here because of you. Everybody. How many guys killed on that show because of you? People that hated you now love you.
You know, I'm a very emotional fighter. I've always been a very emotional fighter. I just, I get very touched when I look and I see the fans that are screaming my name, and it's just one of those things, and you got 12,000 fans screaming your name. It's like, I finally made it. I finally made something of myself. I was the person that wasn't supposed to succeed. I was the person that wasn't supposed to make it. I was the person that was going to either be dead or in prison, and I took an exception to myself and didn't let that happen. I went to the extra step of trying to push myself and being a better person and being a better fighter and, you know, just being an inspiration towards people. And God gave me a gift, and I'm going to use it to its fullest. When I step in an octagon and I got so many fans screaming, either they're booing or they're cheering, that's all I care about, as long as they're saying something about Tito Ortiz.
Every time I fight and have good success, I always have a nap. So I gotta make sure I get a nap in. And, prayer. We always say a prayer before we fight, and I always say one afterwards. Every time we've done that, I've always had good success as well.
Thank you, Donna. It ain't his fault. No, he was thankful as shit that he
So Vanderlei's gonna come and fight, huh? Vanderlei Silva coming to UFC right on. You know, he's gonna lose to Chuck like he lost to me, and me and Chuck Liddell will get in the octagon once again. So I think they're gonna fight in November. Is that what it is? They said. And how about a Shamrock Tito Ortiz 3? People want to see it over again. Let's do it again. I have no problem doing it again. People say, why do you want to fight him again? Well, hell, I don't want to take 6 months off of doing nothing, so let's fight in November.
You build this thing, and you build it up so much on TV. You have a pay-per-view show. You have a TV show. You put two guys that have the best rivalry in any sport, and it's a grudge match, and they stop it. Why wouldn't you let us beat the crap out of each other? That's what I don't understand. We could have beat. This was built so good that we could have beat each other into the mat. Look at the other matches tonight. They weren't even grudge matches. And you got a guy bleeding, had a blood puddle, completely red on the mat. He's Edwards, blood pouring over everything, and they let him go. It's a tough thing, man. It's hard for me to swallow.
Oh, I'm glad that's over.
As soon as you put him on the fence, he shucked for that single leg, you turned to double and you picked him out. I was like, it's over. Fucking game over.
Did it look sweet when I picked him up off the ground?
So good, dude. So good. He was high, dude. I saw you. Oh, you're going down. Like you had that look in your eye. It was so good, bro.
He surprised me off the beginning by hitting a couple shots, but it didn't really faze me at all. It was like he kind of rushed me. And I had a feeling that when he rushed me, I thought in my mind that he ain't in good shape. And he knows he has to push the fight right off the bat.
I clinched him and he felt weak. He felt as weak as he did the first time we fought.
Well, our strategy was to press him. I told everybody I was going to be the bully in this fight. And I came at him. I went after him. I was throwing punches. I landed a couple. Immediately, he was eyes open as big as a deer in crosshair. We had a game plan, and everything was working. He got the takedown. We understood that was a possibility. I weathered it. Boom, boom. Everything was fine. I didn't get smashed in the face. I got hit on top of the head and on the side of the head. But nothing that was a solid smash in my face. Nothing.
You know, I really hit him with a really good shot off the bat, and he went limp for a second. Then I hit him with some really hard elbows. I really put the fight on him, it seemed like. And the fans, you know, they booed, but, you know, Herb Dean did his job. I was doing my job by trying to stop him. I was trying to hit him as many shots as I possibly could. And, you know, if you're not defending yourself after 6 shots that I've hit him, then, you know, Herb Dean did his job of stepping in. All the fans are booing, so let's do it again. I'm willing to do it again. Shamrock wants to try to die this next time. Go ahead. It's going to happen, so.
Yes. Absolutely. You know what? But it's a grudge match. It's a grudge match. You don't stop a fight on a couple elbows, and it's a grudge match. You let it go.
Just once again, everything we did in camp, you did in the fight, dude. It was perfect, dude. Strategy. Mother, are you crazy? What are you? How you doing, bro? Hey, what? I seen that.
Yeah, I hit him.
Boom! No, he was out. Yeah, he was out. I seen it. I was right.
He was
I was
done.
right there, man. I felt it. I got a little pissed because you even hurt my jaw.
That was it. It was energy. I can't say nothing like that. Yeah.
All you fans supporting me, thank you very much. You guys see me, the Ultimate Fighter. That's the real Tito Ortiz. There's 2 separate guys that step in. One steps in the octagon, one steps out of the octagon. And, you know, there's a class of separation between those two. You know, I'm an ass inside the octagon, and I take care of my job because I want to pick apart the opponents in front of me. But outside, I love each and every one of you guys, and if it wasn't for you guys, I'd just be another fighter.
I'll be back. This is, you know what? I'll be back. I'll be back.
The boys.
You know, unfortunately, Andrei Arlovski does not have enough time to change the game plan. You know, 3 months is not enough time for him to come up with a new game plan and execute it perfectly. So we just think he's going to come out there and try to stand me again. I mean, that's what he does best. When Arlovski and I fight, I mean, it's obvious he can't knock me out. I have a great chin. He doesn't. So sometime during this fight, I'm going to hit his chin again, and he's going to sleep like he did last time.
I don't think he said something about my chin. He's you know, he told a lot of shit, and after our last fight, he told, oh, excuse me, Andrei, I told a lot of shit about me, but you're a great fighter. You know what? I don't need his excuses. If you want to be a tough fighter, you need to be. You need to be a tough fighter in octagon and outside octagon. So I'm professional. I respect all my opponents. If I want to tell something, I will tell in octagon. So like a pit bull, if I don't need to bark because pit bull has a powerful bite. I don't want either talking about my game plan, but my mistake was that after right hand, my left hand it was down. Tim Sylvia absolutely right. It's my weakness, and I train hard and I work for correct my weaknesses.
I mean, this fight we're doing the exact same things we did on the second fight. You know, same game plan. We only executed one part of the game plan. We got 2 more parts of the game plan. We're going to execute if it goes further. We're going to use my knees a little more in the fight, and we never got a chance to. You know, the fight happened so quickly. I was patient until I threw my jab when I did, and that's when he caught me overhand right. So I got to make sure I'm a little bit more patient in this fight than I was last time.
It doesn't matter how I win the fight, knockout or submission. I don't know. I want to win this fight. I came here to be a champion. I tried to get the heavyweight belt back, so I want to beat him.
I envision this fight ending, me hitting him with a right hand, knocking him out. Plain and simple. He's going to sleep.
When I walk to octagon and fans around me, it's motivated me, it's give me more energy, and I tried to be a champion. I tried to more come back my heavyweight title, and after that I will say thank you all my fans for your support. It means a lot to me. When I step in octagon, it's something. It's another Andrei Pitbull, but just for fight, just in octagon. But in outside, I'm a simple guy.
You don't have to finish this the first 30 seconds, the first minute. You know, the longer this fight goes, the better off we are.
I think everybody knows that to beat Tim Sylvia, you're gonna have to kill him, pretty much. You know, I'll fight with broken arms. I'll fight if I've been dropped and I get up and I'm on Queer Street. I'm gonna fight no matter what. Losing is not an option to me. The fear of losing is the most scariest thing to me in the world. I think it's because I work so hard in the gym that I don't want to let down my teammates and, you know, friends and family. Everyone is expecting me to win, everyone close to me. So I just hate the fact I have to let them down if I lose. I'm angry, I'm excited, a little nervous. Heart's beating a mile a minute. And then once the gate's shut and we touch gloves and we back up, John says, let's get it on. It's on.
Man, I love Tim to death. It's unbelievable. I feel like I'm fighting. I train with him every day. It's just unbelievable, man. The electricity in this place is crazy.
Закрой рот, Андрей, рот закрой!
Tim needs to come back with some right hands. Nice right hand. Tim's the aggressor. He's walking him down. He's walking him into the cage here. Tim's the aggressor throwing. Finish strong! Finish strong! He's walking him down. Tim's more aggressive. I think he has the fight.
Right, here we go. Thank you very, very much. Congratulations. Thanks, everyone. Hey, what's going on, Mr. All-Star? Congratulations, dude. That was awesome, bro. Good to see you, Brad. How'd you guys do today? We believe. We got beat. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. You weren't pitching? Congratulations. You guys come back to the locker room, man. Hey, did you let you hurt a little bit there, tough guys? No knockouts, Giant. That fucking
Hey, you see what you got?
Let's go. Yeah, that's all that matters. Yeah, I feel like I fell out of a tree stand, Penny. Feels like I fell out of a 20-foot tree stand. Toughest fight I've been in my life. I'm banged up, and I felt I controlled the fight. I really didn't think I lost any rounds, but apparently somebody thought I lost a round or whatever. But just, you know, Arlovski's tough, man. That was the game plan. We went in there and said we're going to control this fight. Big brother, little brother syndrome. And that's what we did. And I felt like, you know, when I had the opportunity to land punches, I did. I counted some good times. I threw some kicks. He threw some kicks. I tried to throw some knees. He tried to take me down a couple times, which we thought he would. I never would have thought this would have went 5 rounds. Never in my mind.
Could you feel how the steam was coming off his right hand that third round?
Yeah, third round I saw him. Well, I saw him keep looking at the clock. And
he what?
He kept looking at the clock and backing away and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I knew he was tired. I just, you know, kept staying on my toes and stay away from his big right and landed what I wanted to land. He just, he took everything.
Actually, I thought it'd be quick. I thought it'd be a short fight like the last two, but I mean, he fought smart. It was exciting. I was nervous, man. I don't like watching that. You know, I wish him the best, and I know how hard he works at it, and well deserved.
It feels great, man. Hopefully I won't get any more disrespect. You know, putting me as the underdog again. Hope a lot of people lost a lot of money that bet against me. Because I know all my close friends and relatives put some bets on me, and they made a lot of money again tonight.